What up, Fightful fam, and welcome to your UFC 257 main card watch along. We're streaming here on Fightful Pro Wrestling, Fightful MMA, hijacking Sean Ross Sapp's Twitter as well as my own, also live on Facebook. I am joined today by not Lucas Grandsire. We got ourselves an upgrade. Jason Hagholm, how's it going, man?
Hey, man, it's going quite well. Thanks for having me on. I mean, what a card to watch along, too. One of the probably biggest pay-per-views that'll be happen this year when it's all said and done, when we're doing another awards video for the end of 2021. So I'm really excited for it.
It'll be fun. And January has not even passed. So it's crazy that we're already looking at one of the biggest cards of the year. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit us up with a super chat donation. It's getting kind of frosty over here in Vancouver, Canada. That would really warm the heart. Sean Ross Sapp will be dropping by at some point. Jeremy Lambert is dropping by at some point. So it's going to be a busy, busy day here. But the main card is just underway. We kick off with who? Who's fighting first? Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Ribas. Man, is there a fighter you want to succeed more than Amanda Ribas just based off of like her personality? Like it's incredible that anyone has had the ability to remain so optimistic and upbeat through 2020, but shout out to her for doing it.
Yeah, she's got that such bubbly personality where it's like you could think it's maybe she's putting the act on, but her charm just kind of wins you over every time you hear her do an interview or a post-fight speech. Like it was kind of cool watching her come out to the ceremonial weigh-ins where she had the bubbly face on and said to the crowd, "I love you," and then put her hair up. It was like, it's go time because I'm going to stare my opponent down in a matter of like seconds. So I love Ribas as well.
Yeah, she's awesome. Definitely the fan favorite here. And I think it's the right call giving her the opening spot on this card. I find the UFC doesn't usually give the main card opener to the women. Perhaps it's because of like the lower knockout rate. You know, obviously they're not the heaviest punchers, but I think she's poised to be a really fun addition to the roster of mainstream UFC personalities. So I think it was absolutely the right call giving her this platform.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the UFC is trying to market her. Like she had that huge win a couple months ago against Paige Van Zandt, Paige Van Zandt's last UFC fight. And like that's what started it. Not only just the performance, but she was bubbly then in the embeddeds. They've continued that on. Plus, I mean, she's going to have a huge, putting weight back on. She's like up from fighting at 115. She's like put the weight back. She's like 163 I saw today.
Insanity.
Which is just, yeah, exactly. She's like up 4 weight classes pretty much.
Yeah. And shout out to MMA Junkies Mike Bond. I'm not sure if you saw the clip on Twitter, but she started talking about how people have been clowning her about her feet, and she goes, I know they're not pretty, but at least they smell nice." What a character. I really hope that she pulls through. People are asking, what time is the actual fight? Has the fight started? When is the main event? Okay, Lucas had this answer for me. Do you know how, when the UFC is scheduling and estimating their main card fights, what sort of time slot they predict each fight's going to start at? I think it's like a 20-minute, 30 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, it's usually about that. Like it all depends how the card goes too, right? Like if we get some quick finishes, there's going to be filler or something in there to drag out the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so I would expect, I think someone told me about 25 minutes. So we got how many cards here on the main card? 1, 2, 3, 4 before Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier hit the stage. So we're looking at 25, 50, 75, 100 minutes. So let's guess somewhere around 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, we can expect the main event to start. But first things first, we got this opening card underway. I'm actually not looking at my broadcast right now because I'm trying to get some stuff up. So please let me know if I'm missing anything substantial.
Well, the UFC the show has started and they're doing some sort of like drone display, colorful drones. I don't know. It's not really working for me with voiceovers from Dustin and Conor. Last minute trying to sell you on the fight, even though you've already bought the fight. So
or you're pulling a Habib and
guys, Russian link.
Yeah, guys, check out my Twitter if you haven't. There's a footage of Daniel Cormier sitting down in the gym at the American Kickboxing Academy, trying to compel the people in his team to purchase the pay-per-view through the ESPN app. He's like, you go to ESPN app, it's $70, that's it. And then Habib goes, buy? We have Russian link. Like, Habib, man, you're a dog, and I'm into it. And my prevailing theory right now, the reason Dana White keeps trying to push for another Habib fight and seems kind of confident, is I think Habib is the illegal streamer, and I think that Dana White's gonna threaten to ship him off to jail if he doesn't give him that Conor McGregor rematch.
Yeah, well, if they bring someone in and he flips the hood up, it was me, Dana. It was me all along.
Shout out, you know what? Shout out to the primarily Fightful Pro Wrestling crowd. Lucas Grandsire cannot stand pro wrestling, so I'm glad I have someone a little bit more up to speed here today. I can't tell you how big of an upgrade this is.
Well, we'll try to throw a little bit more wrestling references depending what does end up happening on this show. Agreed. But I understand the MMA fan base that doesn't love pro wrestling, but to me, they go hand in hand.
They do. They're joint at the hip. People keep asking about the main event, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what rock you've been living under. If you're trying to catch a UFC 257 pay-per-view, you should know that it's only just starting. McGregor and Dustin still have probably 2-3 hours before they hit the stage. So it's all good, guys. Take a deep breath. Crack open a bottle of Proper 12. Grab yourself some of Dustin the Diamond Poirier's hot sauce. Eat responsibly, drink responsibly, and we'll be here to keep you company. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That we will.
Can you give me your predict? Let's go. We'll review them throughout the card, but why don't you give me your predictions top down?
Top down? Okay, so I've seen throughout the Twitter sphere and whatever that it's a big majority of people are picking Conor, but I'm actually taking Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin, the fight, the strength of schedule of guys he's fought is just something that I can't put past him. He has a much tougher chin. I mean, obviously this is a rematch from a fight at featherweight in 2014, but a lot of them have both grown in both ways, both inside and out of the cage. But I think Dustin is, more importantly, he's the one that's, I think, grown a lot. I think he'll be able to take whatever Conor can dish out to him early enough. And if Dustin can push the fight into like third, fourth, and fifth round territory, I think that strongly advantages him, because while McGregor looks great, I don't know how much of an effect that cut had on him, considering his last fight was at welterweight. So who knows? But I'm leaning Poirier, and I couldn't really get the disrespect to Poirier, honestly.
I agree. And you know what? People have been asking me about this in my personal life all week. Also, I can't tell you how many people have sent me that meme of Bernie Sanders throwing on an armbar. Just because I'm like the only person they know with any MMA connection. I'd agree with you. I'm not a great technical analyzer of fights, so I basically go off of the information I have at face value, and I agree with you. For me, strength of schedule is a huge thing, so I'm pulling for Dustin Poirier, but let me say this. I don't think it's going to be a super close fight that at the end you're going to be conflicted about who won. I think it's either going to be very decisive for Dustin Poirier or it's going to be very decisive for Conor McGregor. All right. Yeah. And sorry, I'm just seeing a message. People want to point out that, speaking of WWE and that connection, Becky Lynch is promoting Conor McGregor's Proper 12 with a t-shirt. And it's it's actually the Roots of Fight charity shirt. So he's teaming up. Becky Lynch and Conor McGregor have teamed up for Conor's charity t-shirt. So that's pretty dope.
How about that? The man promoting the draw in pro wrestling right now. Yes. So or in MMA, I like to see that.
Yes, and Becky's beautiful baby is also present in the shot. Shout out to her. All right. One moment. Okay, cool. No more distractions for at least like the next 10 minutes or so. Here we go, guys. Okay, so we talked about the main event. Co-main, who do you got?
Co-main. So this one's interesting to me. Dan Hooker is Dan Hooker's a very durable guy. Mm-hmm. But I feel that Michael Chandler has to win this fight. There's a lot of like, sure, you know, he's the third Bellator lightweight champion to come into the UFC. Eddie Alvarez had successful run in the UFC, being a former lightweight champion in the UFC. But Will Brooks is the other that flamed out. And Michael Chandler obviously wants to avoid that kind of a run. He's in there against a tough guy that, you know, he has been able to avoid being taken down, or if he gets taken down by these wrestlers, he pops back up. But I think the pressure of Chandler making his debut, the pomp and circumstance that they brought Chandler in, like we haven't seen anyone really be debuted from Bellator or another promotion.
They rolled out the red carpet.
To get that kind of an intro for them. I think that puts a lot of pressure on him as well. So, what I think would happen is Chandler would fight like a Justin Gaethje next if he gets past Dan Hooker today. But I'm picking Michael Chandler. I think he's got a lot riding on this. Hooker can play spoiler. He's always tough, but I'm leaning Chandler.
Okay, I completely disagree. I think this is far and away the easiest fight on the card to pick, and I am going Dan Hooker all the way. Again, the logic here is statistics and information have at face value. And for me, if you look historically at champions from other organizations making their debut in the UFC, there's sort of a recalibration period that's kind of needed. You know, Eddie Alvarez lost to Donald Cerrone before he became champ. Marlon Moraes lost to Rafael Assunção before he fought for the bantamweight title. Justin Gaethje nearly got knocked out by Michael Johnson and then had a bit of a rough stretch against Alvarez and Poirier before turning into this sort of dominant force that we thought could take out Khabib. And so it's not that I don't think Michael Chandler, in fact, if this were to be Michael Chandler's third fight in the UFC, I'd probably favor to beat him again, to beat Dan Hooker, you know, depending on how those first two fights went. But I think it's just going to be too big a step up for someone making their UFC debut. I think he's going to need that first fight to sort of figure out what he needs to do to succeed at the highest level. Yeah. So Dan Hooker, all the way. It's the only one I put money down on. So I guess there's a bias there. Here's the thing. I don't like betting. I tried it. It wasn't for me. The problem is with these damn betting websites is they don't let you take your money out. So, you know, I've got a few $100 in there. I'm trying to take out my proceeds and be on my way. But they have three options. E-check, which is only available to people in the US, so I can't use that. A wire transfer, which I need a minimum $500 withdrawal, which I don't have that much in there right now. And the third option is Bitcoin. I don't have Bitcoin. I don't have a Bitcoin wallet. I don't intend to invest in Bitcoin. So I'm stuck. I'm basically just going to play out the year and hope I make enough money to withdraw my earnings.
Well, I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to be, hopefully your guys come through for you. I mean, it's kind of amazing. The MMA betting scene has just exploded, honestly. It's like what Proline was like 10 years ago for football and stuff like that here in Canada. Like, it's insane. Everyone either will make a prediction, but they have the odds, or all these guys creating content for the gambling side is kind of amazing, actually. So, but I applaud them.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Dan Tom. Shout out to who else is Adam Martin. There's a lot of good folks over there putting in that work. Not my cup of tea, but they do great work regardless. All right, guys, if you want to hit us up in the chat, I gotta be stingy today. Leave a super chat donation. I know most of you rascals aren't paying for this fight. I know you're not putting money into Dana White's pocket, so put a little bit into ours. And I say that because Sean Ross Sapp is going to be in here at some point, and he ain't going to let that shit fly. So get your super chat donations in when you can.
So just checking Twitter quickly, apparently ESPN Plus is having a huge issue letting people buy the show or watch the event. So that's just, the struggle is real for everyone using ESPN who this app seems horrible.
That's how they trick people into purchasing or to streaming the event. It's a one big effort.
Khabib, you marvelous bastard. This is a pretty lengthy promo video for the opening bout of Marina Rodriguez.
I mean, I appreciate what they're doing for these girls, but I don't think it needs to be this long.
I know, it's like a mini movie.
What's going on in the chat? Yeah, I'm being told. I'll give this one a quick shout out. You need a better bookie. Yeah, a lesson learned. Do not go with xbet.ag. Xbet, F you. Not a fan. Not a fan whatsoever. All right, just gotta do a little tweak here. I wish I could like exclusively dedicate my attention to this, and it will be easier for the majority of the main card, but unfortunately in these transition periods I do still have to work as an MMA editor, so
yeah,
things come up. Card. I think we never even got to the rest of the predictions.
No, we only did main and co-main.
Yeah, please keep going.
Let's take a look. What is? Oh, we have, of course, Jessica Eye, Joanne Calderwood, which this one's interesting to me because I feel like Jessica Eye is like fighting for her job, even though she has a win in between the title loss to Shevchenko. But I really feel like Jessica Eye is fighting for her job, and Joanne Calderwood was literally going to get a title shot, took that fight, and then lost the fight, and then lost her title opportunity. So JoJo feels, she's got to go out there, get the win to reestablish herself in this 125-pound division, which is lacking a little bit of challengers. So I would assume if Calderwood gets the win, she'd be right back in line. But like, you can never count Jessica Eye out.
Well, it's funny too, when people say like, "Oh man, Calderwood really messed up on that one," and I know everyone's got a puncher's chance, but let me just put it out there. Remind me, who did Calderwood lose to? Is the girl who challenged Nunes? Jennifer Maia.
Yes.
Listen, if you can't beat Jennifer Maia, you probably weren't going to beat Amanda Nunes. So
no,
if anything, I just feel like it's sort of.
I know. I mean,
fast tracked you to the ultimate result.
Exactly. And I mean, it just shows just how far ahead Shevchenko is from everyone at that weight class, right? So.
Oh yeah, Shevchenko. Sorry, not Amanda Nunes. My bad.
Hey, that's fine. I mean, we had a call out earlier on the show for Amanda Nunes from Juliana Pena.
That is true. So speaking of which, do you think that's going to happen? Do you think the UFC will match up Juliana Pena with?
Probably not. Not at this moment in time. I mean, I could see it happening, but I just don't see it happening in the near future. I mean, I saw Amanda Nunes did reply back to the tweet or the comment of calling out that she was ducking Juliana Pena, but I don't see it happening in the right there. But I will say, Pena looked excellent in that fight. Like, she came out, lost the first round, but was able to make the adjustments and use her grappling. Like, she put on that rear naked choke on and didn't even have like the back fully. I just had enough proper positioning, just enough positioning, and just has some serious power in her arms to get McMahon to tap.
I agree. Yeah, that was incredible. And for a moment there, it looked like Sarah McMahon was going to sneak her way out of it. Juliana Pena, man, I hope she can get some consistency. She has looked so good, even in that Jermaine Durandamy fight, until it wasn't. It was very compelling to watch. And here we are now. She's had such a long, complicated road into the UFC. And I hope she doesn't end up being one of these situations, possibly like Santiago Ponzinibbio, where just too much got in her way and she never was able to capitalize on the potential,
Yeah, I mean, we just saw what happened with Ponzinibbio coming back after like a 3-year, almost 4-year layoff. Like, as you're on the shelf getting healthy from issues, like the sport's evolving and guys and girls are getting more improved. So things will change, and hopefully she doesn't get left behind. But that was good enough performance there from Pena.
Yes. What do you suspect for her next? Is she going to get that Nunes call out? If not, what do you foresee as her next matchup?
Man, I'm not sure. Like, the problem with that bantamweight division is that their champion's defending the 145-pound title, right? So they're waiting to see, I guess, how unscathed, if anything, Nunes would come on with. But I'm not sure, honestly. There's enough contenders there, but I'm not sure off the top of my head who will get that next title shot. And I think that's the thing right now is this division at 135 is building itself back up for a contender when Nunes can come back and defend the title there.
Who is your front runner right now, all things considered?
My front runner at women's bantamweight. Let's take a look, actually. I mean, women's bantamweight. UFC, the rankings. Let's take a look. That's women's pound for pound. I mean, that's the thing. It's like Sarah McMahon just lost. Pena won. I mean, Irene Aldana lost. I guess Holly Holm, but is that even like that interesting considering Nunes beat her handedly already?
No, I'm not interested in seeing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not in the slightest. You could now pay me to watch it. I mean, they do pay me, and I will have to, but you know what I mean.
Well, you know what, Shaq? Good thing I'm not in control of the booking situation there for titles, because it's such a tough scenario there for that weight class.
All right, there we go. Okay, where are we at? I'm off the screen again.
Oh. We are just getting Bruce Buffer introducing Hebos and Rodriguez.
Yes, we are. Okay. Dedicated focus. Thank you guys for putting up with me. Has the fight started? Someone asks. Depends which fight you mean. The opener, Amanda Hebos versus Rodriguez, is just about underway. Here we go. We didn't make it this far down our super slow predictions. Who do you have in this one?
Eileen Hebos. I think Hebos, her grappling will be just a little too much for Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'm completely on board. And I mean, I don't know if that's how it'll end up, but that's how I'd like it to end up. And again, they keep saying, like, as MMA media, you're not allowed to have a bias. I kind of do.
Hey, you can like who you like. It's just if you don't really like, I guess, push the fan narrative over your into your journalistic work.
Exactly. Nor do I sort of give opportunities to one that I went to the other. But I'm a fan too, you know.
Well, we're all fans, right? Like, we got into it, and we like it. We like it.
I did not get into this kind of work because it pays tremendously and because the hours are great. Anyway, Sean, but I will say my boss, Sean Rossap, does a great job of making the work environment as comfortable as it can be.
Oh, hold on.
Speak of the devil.
Let me try to get here. I'll say this.
No, that's not the right one.
One, I hope that Dana White doesn't have anybody parked outside my house right now because he has made it impossible for me to order this pay-per-view.
We were just talking. Jason was just telling me how bad things are going with the app right now.
Yeah. And I'm ordering on. I'm sitting here at my computer in my office on a web browser. So I'm gonna try to give them. I'm going to attempt to give these people 70, 75, however much money and that they need for this pay-per-view. But right now, I have not yet, and that's their fault, not mine.
So I want to point this out, guys, for the people watching. There was a little ad sponsor that came up called, I think, G42. And Dana White was wearing a shirt with the sponsor during the weigh-ins between Poirier and McGregor. And apparently this G42 company develops an app that is said to be owned by Abu Dhabi government and royals to spy on its users. So, wow. If you were wondering how Dana White was getting into streamers' phones, he's going all in on this. He's turned into a legitimate business practice at this point.
What was in the bag?
What was in the bag? Hey, ask Ludacris.
that is like the most bizarre story in the history of like a 24-hour period of a weigh-in and switching fights around. Like, that's just wild. Because I know for hockey in the World Junior bubble in Edmonton, if you cut your wristband off, kicked out instantly. Like,
yeah,
security was how did that even happen?
This is the sort of move I pull at resorts in Mexico.
Yeah, for all the criticism I give WD or UFC for stuff, I mean, I thought they handled that well. They're like, you're done. We know you're a great prospect, but you're out of here.
That was the right call. That was 100% the right call.
And to answer the question, what in the world is in that bag? What's he got in that bag? You would assume it was a can of whoop ass, but the UFC did a good ass job of just eyeing him, spying him. And then they got him the fuck up out their business. In the words of a great man.
Yes. So you are not currently watching, or are you watching by means?
I'm watching. I'm not going to say how I'm watching because I don't want any excuses to shut down the streaming. Because let me tell you, if the wrestling channel gets the live stream shut down, that's a big problem.
Yes. But, no, I think we're okay. We haven't had this problem before with any of the watch alongs.
Yeah.
A lot of bigger channels do them too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes. Sure. But I mean, yeah, YouTube shoots first, asks questions later.
This is true. This is absolutely
and we've won
true.
3 appeals over them since last January. Should mute those clickety clacks there, Shaq.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's just pleasing to the ears of
it's like ASMR here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Oh, the can opener on the opened up the guard on her. Not going to be that effective when she doesn't
Sean,
have.
There's a conversation that's been going on around social media. I like your opinion on it. What do you think about Amanda Hebos's feet?
Her feet.
Yes.
Okay.
You know how weird these MMA fans can get.
Is there something that I should know about her feet?
No, MMA fans just have a weird obsession. And listen, I'm not here to kink shame. Like what you like, but like MMA fans in particular seem to have an obsession with women's feet.
Man, you know,
she had a great line.
I know so many women that are like in wrestling and get such weird stuff that it's not that crazy to me that this happens. Like, quite frankly, I have a friend who is a popular Twitch streamer, and she was asked today publicly if she would send videos of her farting to a guy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I was like, gee, like, it's funny. It's very funny, but also I feel terrible for her that she's subjected to that type of thing. By the way, guys.
Sorry, I made myself.
Yeah. By the way, guys, subscribe to youtube.com/Fightful MMA. And if you're watching at youtube.com/Fightful MMA and you say, well, why are you telling me to do that? It's because we are simulcasting to the wrestling channel. I feel like the Conor McGregor stuff is big enough. And hey, numbers are reflecting it right now. Looks like it.
Yes,
I'll be in and out through the night, but
you will be in and out through the night. Yes.
Hopefully with a legal, honest to God stream that won't have me surveilled by the UFC.
I'm just going to put this out there. There's basically nothing that anyone can legally do against the ones who are watching the stream.
Nothing.
The people that go after are the ones broadcasting the stream.
Yes.
And even then, people almost never actually get sent to prison over it.
And Dana White has been in a long-standing war with stuff like that. I remember back in the Justin.tv days when he would go at them specifically by name. And I'm like, man, you're naming them. You're giving people the website. But admittedly, in my younger days, I would go to some destinations and I would pull up and I would see big FBI logos slapped on the site, on the channelsurfing.nets and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is a joke. That didn't happen. Oh, it definitely happened. But it's not the people watching it, as you mentioned, that they get in trouble for such a thing.
Jason, I'd like to assume at least one of us is actually watching this fight. Who do you think took the first round?
That was Amanda Hebos first round.
Oh,
yeah, as I was mentioning before, you asked me about her feet, Shaq. You don't see a lot of can openers in MMA today, but then again, you don't see a whole lot of closed guards that would facilitate a can opener. So, I mean, it was kind of cool to turn back the clock a little bit for that. But
yes, okay,
her feet were far more important than whatever analysis I had of inside the cage.
Hey, for some fans, it might be. It might just be.
It's true.
All right. Yeah, guys, if you're watching this on Fightful Pro Wrestling, please head over to Fightful MMA real quick. Hit that subscribe button. It really, really goes a long way.
Oh, Hebos is down. Oh, my God. Oh, but
needless to say, I'm a little behind.
You can tell Sean is not reacting.
What the heck was that?
Whew. The insanity.
This is how far behind I am.
Please shout whenever. Oh, please shout whenever you catch up.
I'm very excited.
Oh.
Whoa.
Are you not there yet, Sean?
Ah!
Just now. Oh dear God.
There was also there's that really weird pause too. I don't. Did you guys notice after Hebos got up the first time, they both just kind of stopped and looked at each other for a second?
Well, yeah, because Rodriguez thought it was the walk-off KO, and Herb Dean was like, "Nah, you still got."
I thought Herb Dean stopped it.
No, he stepped away and didn't stop it. He was like, "There's still more that needs to be done," and the violence continued a little bit.
Did you guys like that stoppage?
I liked it the first time.
I liked the stoppage. Hebes was hurt and really bad on her feet, so I'm always in favor of fighter safety. And even if you're wobbled on the feet, sometimes you need to get in there and save it. But
yeah, I liked it fine the first time. I turned away like when Hebus was shooting the low single there. I was, or was it? Wait, sorry. When the low single was being shot on Rodriguez, I was like, oh, okay, you know what? This is over. And then I turned around and I'm like, well, this is an odd replay to show. But no, it was the fight just continuing. Yeah. Well, we weren't live, not over on this broadcast. Let me tell you that much. We were on a solid 1.5-minute delay.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. The lack. And guys, keep in mind, if you're watching this watch along, you're for sure going to be ahead of us either way, just because there is a delay between us talking to each other and when it makes its way through the wires and the air and the sky and the sea and the soil and makes its way to your lovely ears and eyes. So I think basically everyone on the Verdict app was wrong about this result, myself included.
It's going to be very funny if all these fights end in the first round, because they will be just a killing time till midnight, because that main event is not starting till midnight Eastern.
Bro, and they had such a dang long promo for this. You might have missed it, but they just went on for like 10 minutes about this fight.
Oh,
and I don't know why. Okay. Jason, how impressive was this?
I mean, it was impressive because it's all about the hype machine that was Amanda Hebos, and now that hype train right now is a little derailed. I don't think Rodriguez was getting the respect she deserved. When you looked at her in her last 5, she was 2-1-1, and she now comes in and beats a prospect that was getting a lot of love from the UFC. So get yourself in the map at strawweight, Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm kind of upset just because Amanda Hebos is such a fun personality in the sport. But
sure,
hey, if Marina Rodriguez is going to knock out women like that, bring it on. Bring it on. Sean, I'm surprised to see you here so early into the watch along. What?
Oh, well, see, I was planning on buying this pay-per-view, and I came upstairs to do so, and Dana White does not want me to buy this pay-per-view.
He wants you to stream it, is I think what he's saying.
Yeah. He's challenging everyone.
Bring it on. My request is still processing on ESPN Plus as we speak.
Yeah, it seems to be as well that the customer service side of things from ESPN Plus is horrendous as well.
Oh, yeah.
You would just, like, you would think, why this always happens, and maybe it's because of the demand for the content, but like this is, I'm pretty sure this is not the first time this has happened on a major card. Like, when are they gonna get their shit together? Sean, who do you have for the main event?
I want Conor McGregor to win because I like those clickety clacks. I think that Dustin Poirier is probably going to win it.
Okay, so we are unanimous in this chat that Dustin Poirier is going to take it. Was that a second round knockout? So I'm just trying to get a graph.
Second, yes.
Yeah, sorry, perfect. Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, where are you at on that one, Sean?
Dan Hooker, I think.
Yes. All right, so Jason is the wrong person here.
Someone needs to hype up the Bellator guy a little bit here.
Yeah,
He's gonna lose.
Oh yeah,
I hope not. Michael Chandler is a nice guy. I've talked to Michael. He is like as professional as professional fighters come. He's always got good posture. He's well spoken. Always on point with his diet and preparation. And man, don't forget about that jawline. You know,
he had a sensational Gucci jacket at the press conference. That was like Shawn Michaels 1992 style. Honestly, just needed to say like this crowd hates you or whatever on the back of it. But it was a sensational jacket. But
Sean, for complaining about dead air on the Christmas live stream, you're not doing a whole lot to fill it up right now.
Yeah, almost like I'm not the host of this thing, right? It's
Bro,
pretty
do you
wild.
want me to get do you want these results graphics up or not, Sean?
I mean, sure, but you know what else I want? I want to eat this delicious pot roast that was just brought up to me.
Shout out to the. I was just about to give his wife a compliment, but you know, whatever.
that's Sean. He headed out, but I mean, valid reason. That did look like a delicious pot roast.
Let me find the right overlay here. Yeah, that looked damn good. You're not Shaq. There we go, Jason. Welcome, guys, to the UFC 257 Watch Along live stream. If you're just coming in, we're here to keep you company all night. Jason, will you be sober by the end of this live stream?
100%. I will be sober by the end of this live stream.
Okay, well, that makes one of us. Okay, Marina Rodriguez. Come on, Marina Rodriguez, where are you? Show up on my Twitter. There we go. Do you think Herb Dean should have stepped in that first time? Where were you at?
Well, how Hebos went down the first time was kind of like she was out, but then the punches came in. But
It woke her back up.
Yeah, kind of woke her back up. I didn't think maybe the first time was there, but like the stoppage on the feet, I know a lot of people don't like that, but when you're like punch drunk, you got to step in there. Like her eyes were glazed over. Like so, I'm okay with it the second time, but I've seen some people tweeting that. Rodriguez had not one but two finishes. Does she get two bonuses tonight? So,
yes, I agree with you. Quick shout out to the live chat. So we have people asking. We're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, two different YouTube channels: Fightful MMA and Fightful Pro Wrestling. Sean Rossap's Twitter, my Twitter, and on Facebook. So if you're trying to conglomerate, if you feel like the live chat that you're in is not all too active, maybe you're on Facebook or on my personal Twitter, head over to youtube.com/Fightful Pro Wrestling. There you're going to get a way busier live chat if you guys want to hang out. Who we got tonight? We've been over it a few times now. Jason and I both agree that Dustin Poirier is the favorite here, or at least should be, based on activity primarily. But hey, man, I will not. Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if Conor McGregor won this?
Oh, not at all. Like I said this on my podcast with the Bellator bantamweight Josh Hill. Like if the hoopla that always surrounds Conor McGregor wasn't there, I think the MMA community would really respect Conor McGregor more as the martial artist, and his striking is some of the best that we've really seen. Like I still go back to that domination of Eddie Alvarez back at UFC 205. Like that was one of the best performances we'd ever seen by someone in a title fight up until, or in the octagon as a whole, up until I guess last weekend's Max Holloway performance. But still, like it wouldn't shock me at all if Conor won this fight. Like Conor's got maybe a mental edge as well from winning the first one, and he is a really talented mixed martial artist.
Agreed 100%. And by the way, it's youtube.com/Fightful. My bad. We have people asking about the ESPN stream. A lot of people are having trouble getting the show right now to work, processing payments, things not loading. So if you're having trouble watching ESPN Plus, the card is on. The first fight has already happened. Marina Rodriguez got a second round TKO over Amanda Ribas, but I can't help you watch the show unless you want to, do Dana White dirty and find yourself an illegal stream. Not that we are recommending that, because we don't want this watch along to get shut down.
Also, 2 Canadians, we don't get ESPN Plus. We couldn't even help you check it out, see what the site's like, because geo-blocked in Canada.
Yeah. Where are you based?
I am based in Kitchener, Ontario. So
are you on a VPN right now?
No, Shaquille.
That's fine. VPNs are fine.
Yeah, VPNs are fine, but no. But yeah, Kitchener. So about 45 minutes south of Toronto.
The single greatest marketing pivot in the history of humankind is when VPN services went from, hey, you can use us to pirate stuff, to, hey, you can use us to protect yourself from bad people. What a 180 they did there, and it was so effective.
I like that. I mean, true, but hey, you know what? You gotta market yourself in other ways and get in the good graces of companies.
Yeah, well, yeah. Have you hopped on the Manscaped bandwagon yet?
Have I hopped on it? I did get it gifted to me for Christmas.
Oh, look at that, Jason. Someone's trying to give themselves a good time, it looks like.
But it's still in the box, let's put it that way.
Okay. We still have people asking us about ESPN Plus. If you guys are watching this and you're wondering, ESPN Plus is causing a lot of people problems right now, so you're not alone. Sean Ross Sapp, my editor over here at Fightful, he's trying to get the purchase going already. Jason was smart enough to do it well in advance. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I've had a couple people say, thank God we live in Canada. They bought that on traditional means on their cable box. That's also, to me, you know what? That old technology, it's coming in handy.
It's coming in handy right now. You just think of a company with the resources that ESPN, UFC, and Disney do, they'd be able to get over this by now.
Exactly. And have the server, be prepared for the constant rush to get the show.
You know it's going to happen.
This has been marketed as the biggest sporting event for quite some time now. So you think to be prepared for this.
Do you know Amanda Sanchez, Chica, on Twitter?
I believe, yes, I do, yeah.
Yes. Shout out to Chica. She writes, pretty funny. Okay, but on the upside, I didn't have to see my girl lose. So if you're an Amanda Ribas fan, shout out to you. You got to miss that unfortunate ending. All right, Jason, I'm going to go grab myself some sort of caffeinated beverage before I pass out.
Fair enough. We are getting our promo package here for the El Dirte, Andrew Sanchez, and Mahmoud Muradov.
Yeah, so I'm gonna remove myself. I'm gonna put a one shot on you, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Keep the people entertained.
I will have to entertain the people here, as this is a big fight here. I mean, Andrew Sanchez gets in this fight. Andrew Sanchez and Mahmoud Muradov found out that they were being bumped up due to the whole nonsense with Atman Azatar. That fight getting pulled, and then who was it on this card as well? The name escapes me right now. That fell through. Nazrat Haxkaret, who had the weight cut issue, so they made the Frivola fight happen. But this fight gets bumped up here to the main card, and we shall see. Shaq and I, we were talking off air about, this is a big opportunity for two guys that you'd think that maybe they'll get a little bit more motivated with some more eyeballs on them.
They're going to get the bonus pot roast. I showed up here because Shaq is slacking.
Yeah, he had to go get caffeinated right now, Sean.
As we all do. They don't pay me, so I'm not going to promote them that much. If the numbers get up high enough, I'm going to do a nice ad read later, though. But yeah, these guys were kind of just thrust into a pretty great position, all things considered, because this is going to be one of those rare instances where there's probably going to be a lot more people watching the main card than there are the prelims, which usually because of the exposure of the prelims, it's the opposite. But I mean, it's a good problem for them to have for these two guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great opportunity. I mean, Sanchez had a great showing his last time out in the UFC, where he had a pretty big knockout. I mean, showing the mullet power, like the mullet. What a year the mullet had in MMA in 2020 with Sanchez, Tanner Boser, Aaron Jeffrey on the regional scene.
So, I mean, actually, one of my main training partners he's been rocking a mullet for the last few years. He's doing really great, good as a pro now, too. But I remember when it was like Miguel Torres and Joe Timangla, and that was it. Like them. And then, like, they were fashionably early to it. I think, and of course, Roy Nelson, but let's be real. Oh, Shaq is back. But I think
sorry, I ditched my job.
I won't be here long, but here you go. There you go. I'll do that for you too. But anyway, also, you know what? I respect the semi-formal sweater. I'm there for you. It's got the collar, but it's not like I admire that. I'm going with the vintage.
So did Hannah send you that?
Yes, she did.
She found out that's beautiful.
Yeah, she found out I like vintage sweaters and got me this in a 1990 Reds one. But I think the mullet is going to go away very soon in MMA again, because it's not ironically funny to like have one anymore. So many people have them that it's like
Is someone walking out with a mullet right now?
It's also El Dirte, Andrew Sanchez.
Dude, Andrew Sanchez is a cool guy if you've never met him in person.
But it's also
he's a crazy man, but he's very nice.
But it's also like everyone was in lockdown, so you can do whatever you want. People are just messing with hairstyles for the sake of entertaining themselves. Like I said, Aaron Jeffrey, who's just won his last fight in the LFA. He said he was bored, so he asked his girlfriend to cut him a mullet, and she's like, doesn't really like it, but he loves it, and he's been 2-0 in 2020 since that. So he can't cut the hair now.
So there's a photo of myself and Brian Pillman Jr. in 2017, right before he started to train. He was at NXT. He was talking with, I want to say maybe Regal or somebody, but it's right as I started to grow my hair for a thing that I was doing, and right before he started to grow his mullet. And he told me he was going to grow a mullet, and I was like, that's dumb. No, it wasn't. That man had a vision for his mullet, and now he's got superstar hair. He looks like a megastar with a mullet. And this person saying, where can I buy the fight? How do I buy the fight? Buddy, I wish I knew the answer to that. ESPN Plus won't let me. It won't let me either, man.
Guys.
By the time this fight starts, Andrew Sanchez will already have a haircut. Like, my whole conversation will be pointless.
Yeah. We're gonna have to kick Jason off for the main card, for the main event, or else we're all gonna have the results spoiled for us.
Man,
he sits there quietly hoping
he can just pause his stream for like 1 full minute.
Actually, that is. Can you pause? Like, how are you? You're not on ESPN Plus. We don't have it in Canada, right? Are you able to pause your?
Yes,
player?
You are able to pause, but I think we said it was like a 10-second difference.
Well, we might need you to pause it, buddy.
A little more than that.
Well, on Sean's side. On Sean's
side, Jesus. All right, Sean. I want you to tell us when the fight officially begins.
Okay. I mean, right now it's tail of the tape for me.
Yeah, us too. Me too. Jason?
Why don't you?
It is El Dirte getting introduced by.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is where I am on that one. We got a little private chat function over here. I mean, I feel really scummy, like even doing that, because I just hate it. I mean, we are a paywall site for a lot of places, and I don't want people pirating our shit, but I don't want to pirate their stuff either. I don't wanna. I'm trying to buy it.
That's my mentality too. It's like, if you want to be in this industry and you want people to pay for your stuff, you should pay for their content and everything like that. But if your fucking website's not going to work and kick people out, you're just leaving people to the second end results.
Marina Rodriguez was a plus 270, at least on 5 dimes. What betting odds do you all prefer to use?
Like which website or what model?
Yeah,
of
do you
betting
have a
odds?
preference?
I can
No,
tell
whichever
you.
one's paying us.
Yeah, I can tell you the only one I use is XBet, and I hate it because they make it impossible to take your money out.
Yeah.
And whenever I can withdraw my earnings, that will be the end of my betting days.
I didn't even. Okay, let's see.
I just like watching fights too much to bet on them because it kind of takes away a little bit of the impartialness for me.
Rodriguez by KO, TKO in round 1 was a plus 2,500.
It was round 2.
Was it round 2?
Yeah.
All right. I wouldn't know. I'm like a minute behind. Plus 1,800. That's still pretty nice. Oh, by the way, I'm at 445 right now.
Jason, what are you at?
405.
Do you want to pause? Do you want to pause for 40 seconds?
I will pause now as we're at 3.
What a gentleman. What I'll tell you when what time are you paused at?
3:59.
Okay, I'll let you know immediately, like when we're at 3:59. I feel like such a piece of shit. I really do. You have no idea. I wanted to give them my $234 or whatever they're charging for a pape now. Did
you guys? Okay, wait. I'll let this countdown happen.
It's
first.
3:59, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2, 1, 0, 3:59.
There we go.
Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Oh God, I'm ahead of you guys. Let me pause mine.
Oh, come on.
Andrew Sanchez never looks like he's going to win a fight. Even when he wins a fight, the process to that victory constantly looks like defeat. And I hate to say that because I like the guy, even though he never answers my texts. But whatever.
Wow.
You're just going to out El Dirte like that?
Yeah, I'm going to do him dirty like that. I will indeed.
That last finish he had was
it
was fun against Turman.
Fun?
Wellington Turman, which sounds like it sounds like a wind energy company based out of Kansas. Wellington Turman does.
Sure.
It does. Sounds like a renewable energy source.
Okay. Thus far, do we have anyone pegged as an early round leader?
Well, I haven't pegged anybody, and as you said, we don't kink shame here. But
yeah, like my bisexual friend always says, try everything at least 3 times. You'll know. Once to try, second time to really try, and the third time you'll know.
Jeremy Lambert has tweeted, ESPN Plus was the illegal stream all along.
I need everyone on the live chat to send prayers my way because my friend's newish girlfriend, is trying to convince him to get a mullet, and we're all trying to, sometimes when your friend starts dating someone, that they kind of take a big chunk of their time, and you put a little bit too much trust in them. Maybe sweet girl, but she's wrong about the mullet. She's deathly wrong about the mullet.
And she's encouraging this.
Oh, she's insisting that mullets are hot.
Interesting.
Which confuses me because she has great taste in my friend, yet she has horrible taste in hair. So. Shout out to Mrs. Sapp for the wonderful pot roast.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's so good. She's such a good cook.
Speaking of pot roasts, Warley Alves calls out Nate Diaz because he's, quote, a marijuana guy, and such a quote bad example for the kiddies. I am all for a campaign where Nate Diaz just takes on like DARE representatives. Warley Alves, whoever else, I think Habib's one of them. Just like put him in there with people who want to put an end to his weed smoking ways, and that's the storyline. That's all you need.
Well, I mean, unfortunately for Warley, UFC said pot A-OK now. So, yeah. I mean, get the commissions on board too, but Warley also, like 10 years behind Warley.
Oh, yeah. I do wish there was a way to overturn all the fights that have been overturned as a result.
And all the fines that were dished out. So, okay, where are we with that? Because, so is USADA just not testing for it anymore? Like, because I don't know if last I heard, the Las Vegas Athletic Commission has not yet adopted that policy like the California State Athletic Commission did. So will Nevada still be informed if people pop for weed, and will they still then be able to subsequently fine them to line their own pockets?
I think right now the plan is for USADA to work with these commissions to loosen up their restrictions against marijuana. As now, if UFC and USADA say it's okay, then the commission should follow suit.
But will they?
So admittedly, I've been like out of the loop a little bit. Is the state athletic commission still test upon their own?
Yes.
Like for quote unquote in competition, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, they would have to work along with them because man, that's just so frustrating.
But California's adopted it, so California is no longer going to penalize people for weed. So light up in Cali, folks.
I just wanted to say how poorly that. I mean, so much of what Dana White says ages poorly, but the promo he cut on Matt Riddle with Chael Sonnen standing in the other window, and he's saying, "This dummy can't even pass a drug test," and Chael Sonnen just like, "Yeah, drug test," and then he says, "Where's this idiot gonna make 6 figures a year?" Well, I think he found a place.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Riddle.
The broserweight and his bro nuts.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's facing better MMA competition in the WWE than he did.
Yeah, he's right now in a feud with the former Strikeforce heavyweight, former Bellator heavyweight.
Yeah.
I got a lot of nut shots tonight.
Oh.
A lot of bro nuts being damaged.
That's what, 3 on the night? There were 2 in which was the prelim?
Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Carlos Jr. Tavares. Yeah, one each way.
I'm some ad plugs throughout this.
I put
we're doing so well.
I put this out on Twitter that like there's only like 2,000 people in the crowd, and you can pick out each individual crowd member and their unique cat call whenever the ring card girl makes her way around the octagon. Like, yeah, I swear to you, there's like, you hear a whistle, you hear a shout, and then I swear to you, at some point in the night, I heard someone go, like, wow, man, people have been lonely in quarantine. This is the first woman they've been within 100 feet of. Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean, UAE Warriors doesn't have ring card girls, so this is a new thing for the market of Abu Dhabi.
So
that's a really good point, actually.
From a mentality standpoint, so this has not been the most exciting fight. It's not been like a terrible fight or anything.
No, we're not talking about it.
Exactly, but it's easy for us to say sitting here with a bunch of samurai swords sitting behind us and pieces of wood. But like when you get on a card like this, I wonder how much it weighs. Like, oh, I can make a real impression here, or I just need to win and get my win bonus. Because a lot of these guys make such little money that it's like, well, they.
So let's have that conversation. You know, I think, and man, everyone and their mom in the fight game has talked about this except Dana White, which is this show win money is archaic. And the science is ass backwards on it. The idea is that if you basically withhold half of someone's earnings, they will be more inclined to fight for it. But the reality is, because people fear losing that other half of their paycheck, that it makes them hesitant to do anything that could A, get them knocked out, or B, cut into a lead they might already have. Ryan Bader has been saying this for a long time now. If I know how much money I'm going to make off the top, I will fight harder because I want you to pay me more the next time we're going to talk about contracts. No one wants to go out there and be boring, but it's a lot easier when you take that sort of pressure off and for them to go out there and just kind of be loose.
There was a structure on a lot of the promotions in which I commentated on. I don't know if it was disclosed or undisclosed, but it was a finish bonus. Like there were finish bonuses, and
that makes way more sense to me.
And of course, a fight of the night bonus, but it was finish bonuses across the board. So if you finished that fight, it would you would get a certain amount on top, and which I mean, those low level pro cards, every fight's going to end in the first minute, or they're going to go all the way anyway. Same with amateur fights, but
yeah. Do away with this. Let's be honest. This structure is just a way for the UFC to pay their fighters less money.
Yeah.
Well, any loophole they can find to pay you less. But I mean, plus as well, right? Like if you don't have a solid structure and you win a fight in your head, but the judges see it 17 different ways, and you get screwed out of money because of someone else's fault. Yeah. Like that just wrecks your year pretty much, right?
Personally, I had this fight scored 30-27 Melvin Gillard right now. I mean, I won't have anybody else on MMAdecisions.com tell me any different. But
that Chris Lee over there?
Oh God, don't get me started on Chris Lee.
But gosh, when like they keep Andrei Arlovsky around, that guy's making bonkers money to have the worst fights ever. I mean, more power to him. Bless him for finessing them out of it with 100%. Money. And every time he wins, it's like, well, you know he's going to be around for at least 4 more fights because they won't cut him after just 3 or 4. We know that.
No.
They have him there so they can have a prelim fight and say former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovsky. And I get it.
Sure. And when people ask him, when are you going to retire? Like, so long as he can win fights and not take that much damage, why would he retire? The dude's making 6 figures every time he fights.
Yeah. And now he's won 3 out of his last 4.
There you go. Oh, there's a huge cut on Andrew Sanchez's nose. This is the problem with an Andrew Sanchez. It's not that he's a boring fighter. It's that he's really durable, and they usually match him up with really durable people. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of get like, for 3 rounds, you know?
Yeah. Our boy Colby saying it's been brutal to say the least between this and the card that just happened Wednesday.
I think Colby's a little tired of doing all this live coverage. Stop signing up for it. He's
doing really, really good though.
Like, he's killing it, dude. He is absolutely nailing it.
We have had one guy that had been doing it since 2016, and I think Colby is just as good as him right out of the gate. Like I think like he's really rocking it.
No, he's making my life a lot easier right now. So shout out to Colby. Well, we'll give you a break one of these weeks and get you on the live stream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Why not? Why not? The early wake up sucked. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. The worst weeks of my life every year were the whatever New Year's show the MMA world would have, and then like 3 or 4 days later, Wrestle Kingdom, and then New Year's Dash. It was always the worst.
Let me see. There's
and if for me, it's like add Ryzen in there as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, thank you.
Poor Showdown Joe. Like I would do these shows with him, and they would fly him all the way over to Japan to sit in a studio and not even call the fights at ringside multiple times. And I'm like,
really?
Oh yeah. Which I mean, not this time. He called it remotely, which is what they should be doing anyway. I mean, there's no reason.
I think he likes the trip too, like to be a part of the whole show. But
of course.
I did interview him about what was it like calling it from your desk. He was like, it was just different and whatever. But
oh no!
This is why I leave my dog at home.
His dog says no.
No, Showdown.
We don't like calling it at our desk.
Okay, so let me see if I can get this picture onto the stream. During UFC 244, I was in New York for that one, and the card ran so late that they kicked us as soon as it ended. They kicked us out of the venue, and we had to find our way back to a hotel room before we could finish our work for the night. I got 2 1.5-hour naps in a 27-hour period before getting stuck on a middle seat for a 6-hour flight home. Now I'm a guy who needs a nap every day. Like, that's just how I operate. Let me see if I can show you what my face looked like.
I couldn't physically take naps until like a year and a half ago, and now I'm able to here and there. But my naps are like 15 minutes. My wife is like, "What?" Like that's not. She says it doesn't even qualify. If I take a 30-minute nap, I'm out.
All right, let me.
Sanchez stalking. There he is, back in the fold.
All right, check this out. Check out my ugly ass face after UFC 250, after UFC 244. Check that out.
Oh no!
I was dead. I have never been so tired in my life.
You look like you have crudely put like purple makeup on under your eyes.
No, that's the CM Punk look I've been going for.
You're so tired.
Oh, you were the cult of personality that night, Shaq.
Oh, dude, yeah. My eyes are a tribute to CM Punk. Shout out to him. The WWE CM Punk, not UFC CM Punk. oh, Andrew Sanchez! Did you see that? He's doing the.
You need to pause your stream for about 2 seconds, Shaq.
Right. Oh, wait, what time?
Opening up. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I paused it and now it's not opening again.
Well, yeah, he did this. Sanchez did the stanky leg and
fantastic stuff.
That was beautiful. I mean, I didn't like everything that led up to it, but that finish on its own was incredible.
That was a great finish. I love a good finish when somebody gets backed up to the cage and somebody just covers up. And instead of somebody shooting the double up against the cage or the cage clinch, you just unload on them. I love it.
I love the stanky leg.
Man, what a rough go, though, for those TriStar guys. First, Eric Spicely last Friday at UAE Warriors gets put flat out. And then was highlighted, that knockout was highlighted on Looking for a Fight on YouTube. And then now Sanchez gets knocked out pretty decisively. Rough go for TriStar in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
What do we think about that stoppage? I always like to ask.
That's a good stoppage.
Yeah, I'm okay with that stoppage. I mean, you could say a little early, but I mean, it's like what was going to happen? I mean, I know we don't operate on hypotheticals here, but you have to a slight degree when making that judgment call.
Yeah, well, I want to see the replay one more time just to see how many of those punches against the fence were bouncing off the arms versus going landing on the head, because there is a case we made sometimes about the shot that stunned him being more of an equilibrium issue than an actual fight-ending punch. But I'm not going to take that win away from him. It was a good win.
I mean, plus as well, the referee was Jason Herzog. He knows when to stop a fight. Yeah. So I'd never doubt Jason Herzog's ability.
So you're doubting mine, is what you're saying?
Doubting yours. Other time I'm doubting.
Well, it was really nice having Jason here, but no, I think we need him.
Rude.
My God.
I'm soaking up the power that Sean Ross.
It's a problem.
Addicting. It's addicting.
It's a problem. I think you're a little full of yourself, and you don't want to be full of yourself, Shaq. What you want to be full of is protein, thanks to our friends at magicspoon.com/Fightful. We just saw a healthy serving of rights and lefts, and now you can get a healthy serving of 11 grams of protein, only 3 net grams of carbs, 0 sugar, in magicspoon.com/Fightful. My favorite cereal. I keep telling you guys, you don't have to go back for seconds. You're filled up with one bowl. That doesn't happen with regular cereal. It's full of carbs, sugar, unhealthy stuff. and you just never get full off of it. You eat like half the family size box. Not here. Now I know these Canadians that are here, they got some limitations on the sugar anyway. So I mean, they're in a little bit better shape. But in America, it's a free-for-all. It's psychotic, the type of stuff they put in cereal. Not Magic Spoon. And right now, you can get a variety pack. A lot of people have been saying, Sean, I want to make my own variety pack. Well, now you can. Cocoa, fruity, frosted, blueberry. And now they've got peanut butter and they have cinnamon. And those are two of my favorite flavors of cereal. You can add those to your variety box as well. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. When you use that code FIGHTFUL at magicspoon.com/Fightful, you save $5 off your order. One of our mods ordered it this week and was telling me how much she loved it. And they are so confident in their product. It's backed with the 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. magicspoon.com/Fightful and use the code FIGHTFUL to save $5. I love Magic Spoon.
And hey, chances are you're going to save $70 tonight not being able to stream this show.
Yeah.
So consider it a investment worth your while.
Yes, exactly. I mean, legitimately, one of the things I love about Magic Spoon is regular box of cereal. I go through it in 2-3 days here. Magic Spoon, it lasts significantly longer. Big fan of magicspoon.com. Of course, we thank them for sponsoring us.
And I'm just going to say, that was a hell of a read, Sean. Honestly,
What I do, man.
This is what he does.
That's
What I do. We have more.
That's one of the best reads I've ever heard, actually.
We had, and that was nowhere near my best.
Nowhere near his best.
But we have more ad slots than shows this month, which is a good problem to have. It's a very good problem.
Good thing we added this live stream to the lineup.
Oh yeah. When I saw the numbers, I was like, you know what? I can get a good ad read in here. I could probably do another one later. There's a good chance you guys hear about some more vulgar stuff near the McGregor podcast. But hey, you know what? We've got a cereal sponsor right now. We've got a bed sponsor. Hydration drink, which I love because I had been drinking a hydration drink before bed every night, so I don't wake up parched. It's a good business to be in. Good business.
And I mean, all the ads, all the sponsors go well together, right?
Yeah, pretty well.
Get your energy up with a nice breakfast. Make your way to the comfy bed. Pop what you gotta pop, and then hydrate after the fact.
Hydrate after the fact. When you wake up the next morning, you have yourself some Magic Spoon. Oh, by the way, shave your pubes using manscaped.com.
Yes, Jason. We were just talking about how Jason was gifted a box, but still hasn't used it.
Well, as I look, I still owe them a read this month. So you guys are getting a read about...
This read, Jason, I'll warn you right now, this read is going to be so convincing that you might just have to pull out that Manscaped out of its box mid-episode.
But she won't want you to pull out after she sees what you're working with. Thanks to manscaped.com.
Was that the read?
That's a free one for you, Manscaped.
Well, this stream, we don't want it to turn into Twitter After Dark or anything like that. So
why not? Why not? Do you know the creative freedom in which I have cultivated on here and somehow been able to keep? I don't know. I feel like I'm getting away with something every day being able to do this job.
Yes.
I really do.
It's the lack of oversight. Some of the things I said on the gaming stream the other day, I am shocked that I did not get a DM from you.
Oh, well, that's what Jeremy always says. Jeremy is like, I thought I was fired. And I was like, listen, man, however long my contract is, you're good to go for that amount too. Because like, I'll just hold out if you get fired. Like, that's just the situation we're in. But we've got a Twitch now too. We got to be particularly more entertaining on that thing.
Yes. Good. Well, I'll keep bringing my brand of it. The beauty of being an ethnic minority, I feel I have a little bit more leeway with some of the topics that I broach.
That was
to the diverse staff at Fightful.
That was wild. That was a Super Bowl promo on a UFC show.
Yeah.
Here we are. Wait. I got a great. You guys will love this. Okay, someone's asking what fight is on. We're just about to move on to Jessica I versus Joanne Calderwood. Talk about snoozers, and then we will have the real meat of this card, the main co-main. Let me tell you guys a story. Oh, sorry.
They're not going to have to kill any time now. It's 11:20 Eastern. So I mean,
that's awesome.
I mean, they love to make sure the fight doesn't happen until at least midnight Eastern. But
let me tell you guys a story. You're gonna like it. Ties into Super Bowl, ties into the pro wrestling audience. It's the perfect story for this environment. So I used to host a podcast with former UFC lightweight Kajan Johnson, Raging Kajan Johnson,
a legend,
and we had Patrick Cote on talking about Canadian legends, and the conversation shifted to football. And so I asked, okay, what is everyone's sort of dream event that they'd want to attend at least once in their life? Some sort of spectacle. And so Patrick Cote says Super Bowl. I'm a big football fan. I've always wanted to go to the Super Bowl. I say WrestleMania as a diehard pro wrestling fan growing up. Kajan looks me in the eyes and says, well, because he's part black, part indigenous. He says, in my tribe, sorry if I'm butchering the terms here, but he says, in my tribe, there is a ceremony that you can do that I've always wanted to do, where you have your hand nailed to a tree for 3 days and nights without food or water.
Okay.
Talk about a conversation ender.
What?
No cereal.
No magic spoon.
No magic spoon.
No pubes just growing all willy-nilly. No manscaped. Parched. You don't get to drink any hydrant. You're malnourished. You don't get that gainful.
Kajan is a crazy guy.
Just limp dick. No, not a blue chew in sight for 3 days.
Only wood is the one your hand is nailed to.
So, can you sleep?
I mean, I'm sure there's nothing else you can do. You're nailed to a tree.
Drag a Helix sleep mattress right out there.
That's the wildest shit. You're talking about the Super Bowl and WrestleMania, and he's like, there's a spiritual experience. I'm like, bro, go on an ayahuasca trip if you want a spiritual experience.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Okay, one time before a show, he's like, hey, I've got a business idea I want to run by you. He's like, when you're taking a dump at a public toilet and your dick hits the water.
Oh, God.
I look him in the eyes and I say, no, Kajan. Not only have I never had this problem, I think you are wildly overestimating the number of people on the planet who have this problem. Not unless I'm popping a blue chew or 10.
So I want to know what the pitch was beyond that. I want to know what that was. What did he follow
the
with?
pitch is some sort of like portable
like a cock sock?
Yeah. Where you clip it to the inside of the toilet seat and you can basically straddle your balls in it. And your apparently enormous penis.
You know what? Maybe you guys don't have that problem. I need you to get me in contact with Kajan Johnson. We got to talk some business. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, JoJo Calderwood.
I don't think that's the translation. I don't think that's when you want to make a segue.
I thought that she would be a UFC champion when she came into the company.
I mean, hey, she almost had her chance and she gave up a title shot. She had a title shot booked. Valentina fell out and she said, I'll take a fight against Jennifer Maia. Then she
got hosed too, though, because I mean she was pushing for that division for a long time. Evan Wright says huge pop for the Jason appearance. That guy rules.
Yes. Well, thank you. But you know, to your point though, it does suck that she lost the title fight. But I was listening to interviews with her. She's like, I need money, so I had to take that fight. Yeah. So it goes back to a game that they don't pay the fighters enough. I needed money, so I had to take that fight.
Look at that. Shout out to Jason Hagholm bringing in the super chat donations. Evan Wright writes, huge pop for the Jason appearance. That guy rules. Wait, did I? Was this when I had when I was stripping for the camera?
Yes, I said that.
Well, Sean, this is why you're the professional.
Put him over again if you want. He's really good. Evan Wright says, huge pop for the Jason appearance. This guy rules.
Wait.
And he didn't pay.
Hannah, you know exactly why. It's destiny that you pop into the stream just as I start stripping.
Wow. So. Reminder, guys, donate a super chat. That
Send me some
goes a long way. That stuff goes a long way. Especially if you're ever checking out the Friday stream that Shaq does. I mean, it won't be live this week, but in the future he does Friday streams, the 1-2 punch. Hop in there, donate some super chats. It's a good show.
Hannah, send me some clothes. Clearly, I'm in need of them. So
she sent me this beauty. Yes. Loved it. Got a lot of compliments on this.
It's a good sweater. It's a good. All right. Yeah, guys. If you're checking this stream out on Fightful Pro Wrestling, just hop over the pond super quick. Hit that subscribe button. Not only do we have content that's going to appeal to everyone, we got UFC fighters reacting to Conor McGregor's best trash talk, cutting those sick promos on fools. But just those subscriber numbers help us trend. They help get our content to more MMA fans, more pro wrestling fans. So if it's not too much out of your day, I promise it won't mess with your pro wrestling algorithm all too much. Head over, hit the subscribe button. All right. Oh, guys, I messed up my pausing and went back to live, so I need you guys to tell me when the fight starts.
Wow. Wow, we're at tail of the tape right now.
Yeah.
I just wrapped.
Let me see what kind of odds we got here. JoJo Calderwood and Jessica I. Jessica I just really a plus 118. A little bit surprised by that.
You thought she'd be a bigger underdog?
I did.
Me too. Me too. Luke Thomas had a really good assessment of her. I think he said something I don't want to put words in his mouth. There's something along the lines of unspectacularly well-rounded.
Yeah.
Like, she's a good fighter, but boy, does she not impress in any particular aspect of the sport.
Calderwood hoping for a big claymore in this fight to get herself back in the win column.
Are we all in unanimous agreement that Calderwood has taken this?
I would hope so, but just guys like that, also a wild card. Like, I don't know. She just had her gallbladder removed, so maybe that makes her more healthy and more active in the cage. I don't know.
That's why all the fighters are removing their gallbladders these days.
Yeah,
got that advantage in the cage. Okay.
Didn't Anderson have his removed right before the Cormier fight, or what was that? A different surgery?
Yeah, I couldn't.
He had surgery 3 weeks before the Cormier fight. It was wild.
Okay, guys, tell me when you're at 455.
455.
5. Yep.
Okay.
Look at me and Jason, just good, synced up.
Yeah.
Like a boy band in '99.
People keep asking if they'll be able to watch this fight. Hey, man, call ESPN Plus customer service. Ask them. Yeah.
I wish we had the answer for you. Are you going to show the fight? I don't know. You going to give us $70?
Yeah. Head over to youtube.com/Fightful. Click on the watch along. Leave a big super chat donation, and maybe we will.
People asking if we're going to be able to watch the fight here. Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can go to FightfulMMA.com and get all the highlights. Mm-hmm. That's a good time.
Speaking of which, I is aggressively hugging Calderwood against the cage.
Yeah.
Nice body shots. Swiping at her face occasionally.
Oh, good.
Oh, Calderwood. Very good 1-2 by Calderwood. Ties right into a Muay Thai clinch. Got a knee. Landed a really good knee.
As they're up against the brand new UFC sponsor of Zappos.com banner.
You know, I got to say, I've been impressed with Zappos customer service. They do not pay me. I have ordered Chucks for my wife multiple times on Zappos, and they always have the best prices and good, quick shipping. But I wish they'd pay me for saying that. On the other hand, P3 is absolute garbage. It is crappy peanuts, slimy, dirty meat. It's terrible. I don't care how much of it Donald Cerrone eats.
Okay, this is an interesting question. Someone wants to know who between the three of us, as for those wondering about what's happening in the fight, as Jessica I continues to hold Joanne Calderwood against the fence. Someone wants to know who out of the three of us knows the most about MMA.
I don't know. I definitely don't anymore.
UFC, technically. UFC was
definitely not anymore. It can't be me. Like I used to.
I think it's probably Jason.
I used to pride myself on knowing everything about every fighter on the card, and I couldn't name half the card now.
There was that point in time where you could actually know everyone in the UFC. Because they had the roster perfectly. And then once they bought WC and Strikeforce, there was a point where you're like, you'll see that guy and you may see him in another 2 years. So you got to push that information out and use it for useful stuff. But
yeah,
I'll go Jason on this one. I admittedly care more about entertaining content than I do of catching every prelim fight from start to finish. But
I did for the first time since I've sort of retired from MMA coverage. I watched the full Holloway card because it was on in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah, I'll watch this. Why not? Well, the main card, rather.
Yes.
What did you think of the main card and the presentation on ABC, Sean?
So the funny thing is I'm so detached. I didn't even know it was on ABC until the day before, but I loved it. I loved how they played up the history of fights on ABC. That's something that they should do. I thought they did a really good job of that. I thought Brett Okamoto's hair was fantastic.
Oh, what a handsome man. It's just not
Jesus.
fair. It's just not fair.
It's
got a nice voice too.
Yeah. Oh my God. His hair was fantastic. I was so jealous.
All right. I like it when they're in the center. They mix it up nicely. I like the way Calderwood engages in these Muay Thai clinches. Oh, she just threw a really nice little elbow over Jessica I's guard. Little kick to the knee. If there's one thing, if there's like two things that would make me never want to fight just from watching, it's when someone lands a knee to the face, and it's when someone kicks the knee.
Oh,
yeah.
For the regional promotion I worked for, we did a video with Josh Hill, and he's like, he hit me with a leg kick at 5%. I thought my leg was broken. I'm like, there's no way I could ever do this with him throwing that kick at 100% to hurt someone.
Calderwood already throwing punches with her back foot like flat, like flying up into the air. That's not really a good omen. Not like a good sign for me. Because I mean that's like a de-evolution of her striking. But now she's leaning into it. Did I just see a mouth guard fly?
Yeah,
it looked like Jessica Eyes came out.
Yeah, Eyes did come out.
I don't think Keith. I mean, maybe there's not enough time to worry about it.
Yeah, I think he went over to pick it up there. I mean, if you get an opportunity to crack somebody while they don't have a mouth guard, you go for it.
Do it.
Oh, he's not worried about it. He's on the booze and smoke shack. So
yeah.
No nonsense, Keith Peterson. Did you hear the quarter? The coach walks up to Calderwood and just starts laughing. It's like, pretty aggressive. So you got to slow down out there.
What's your favorite corner advice you've ever heard on a UFC show?
Head movement.
Punches.
I don't have corner advice that sticks out, but I do very visibly remember a time where a cornerman, funny enough, Jojo just burped. This ties in perfectly what I was going to say. A cornerman was giving advice to Clay Guida, and Clay proceeds to push the coach's head out of the way and release the most like guttural, hell-infused burp imaginable. I conjured that thing from another world.
I will adamantly say that I really think that Edmund fucked up Jessamine Duke and Shayna Baszler's careers, like really, really badly. It's like, who cares if you're 6 feet tall? You don't need range. Get inside and use these judo throws that I taught you, type of thing. It's like, it's so bonkers. My favorite is definitely Greg Jackson, where GSP goes, I think I tore my groin. I don't care. Hit him with your groin.
I think I tore my abductor. That's what he said. I don't care. Hit him with it. My recent favorite corner advice was Julia Budd's corner in the Cyborg title fight, where she's getting pummeled, and all you hear from the elbow, Julia, elbow. She's literally getting her face smashed in by Chris Cyborg. She has no time for elbows.
Calderwood finding a home for those front kicks just repeatedly. Mm-hmm. She's getting at least one of those in every single time.
She looks kind of slow this fight.
And using a little takedown. Yes, she is. But I mean, it's working against I, so it's like, why push the pace if you can just slip every single punch, land a front kick, land a knee, land a punch, then easily take somebody down like that.
But I wonder, on Shaq's point, and they look slow. Like, I know they've been over there for a long period of time now, but this is like 8 a.m. over there in Abu Dhabi. This is like the first time somebody else have ever fought this early.
You're right. Like, the prelims would have started at 4 a.m. Abu Dhabi time. How much must it have sucked to be one of those guys? I mean, I'm sure they slept in accordance to try and prepare for it, but still, it's just not natural. Like, my girlfriend is a nurse, and the days that she has to come off a night shift, your body responds to light. Like, when it's still dark outside, your body, no matter how much you prep for it, to a degree, your body just doesn't wake up correctly. And I even got her one of those. I'm sure some fighters should invest in this, so this can become the future. You can get these lights, bed lights, that are shaped like the sun, and you can set a time to wake up, and it'll simulate a sunrise, or it'll simulate a sunset. So when she has to wake up at an odd hour of the day, she can simulate a sunset, so that by the time the alarm goes off, her body's already half awake. So,
I've never even heard of those. Nice.
Oh, they're real. They're actually super effective. They're super effective. Because like that when your alarm goes off, right, that jarring feeling of being woken up, that's not how your body's supposed to wake up. It's supposed to gradually wake up with the daylight. So, and they're not that expensive. 100, 150.
I can't wait to see the stats on this, like, because I isn't connecting with anything.
No. First round. Who won the first round?
I gave it to Calderwood, yeah.
Me too. This is the thing about Jessica. Like, it always looks on the surface like she's doing more than she is.
Yeah.
She bounces around a lot. She's got good movement, and she's active, but she doesn't really land with much significance.
Well, a good spin kick there.
Nice spin kick.
Yeah, these strikes are coming in slow from Calderwood.
She's picking her spots, though.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's far more accurate. Oh, look at that. 68.
Way more active.
And then 118. Oh, my gosh. Calderwood's more active and more accurate.
Landing harder shots, too. All around. I think it's a very clear one.
Landing a greater variety of strikes. Like, we're talking knees, straights, jabs, counters.
Just the fact that she goes for those little knee tap takedowns too, just another flavor to keep Jessica off rhythm. Another factor possibly in terms of fatigue, Israel Adesanya was complaining on Twitter that they were racing cars outside on like the nearby track in early hours of the day, and so it was really hard for the fighters to get sleep.
Little takedown from Jessica I.
Yeah.
I did hear that. I saw on Twitter, like Billy Quarantilla, who was in Matt Fravola's corner. He was like, can you keep it down? And they showed the car just go around the track. Like the downflaw of building a hotel on an F1 track.
Sean, we were trying to figure this out. Do you know what time the main event's going to start? I'm guessing at this point, probably like 12:30 a.m. Definitely not before midnight.
Yeah, definitely. Well, they would never. They don't even start walkouts before midnight intentionally. I would wager at this point well after 12:30. I mean, we've still got this fight. They budget a half an hour per main card fight usually. So I don't know.
I think it's about time I start preparing this Joanne Calderwood by unanimous decision graphic. I like when they make my job easy.
Ooh, look at the hematoma on her eye and that teep kick to the face in slow-mo.
Big words coming out of Jason here.
Oh.
I know we had Luke Thomas in the chat.
My God.
Well, I'm not a thesaurus like Mr. Thomas is.
Not to do too much gossiping here. Did you guys see the Twitter exchange between friend of Fightful Andreas Hale and Jorge Masvidal?
Sure did.
Oh, wow.
Like Mario Yamasaki was reffing that one because like Masvidal was just getting pounded out repeatedly, and Yamasaki just looking the other way, like, "Huh? What happened?" It was Valentina and Priscilla Cachoeira level violence on that.
That was
thing.
10-7s across.
Yeah,
across the board.
It was Cyborg Jan Finney from the Strike Force days where Kim Winslow's just like, I don't know if I should stop this. But yeah, does that make Andreas the baddest man in mixed martial arts? The baddest?
Yeah, someone was saying they should award him the BMF belt.
They got the replica ones now that they sell.
Fun fact, aside from for sure Dana White, I am the first person to hold the BMF belt.
Really?
Yeah, they handed it. You had to wear these white gloves, but they presented them to the media ahead of UFC 254, and I was or 244. I was the first person after Dana to physically get his hands on the belt. So
interesting.
Don't at me, Jorge. please don't at me.
Oh.
People are asking what fight is on right now because it seems like people still can't get onto ESPN Plus. What a disaster this has been. It's Jojo Calderwood versus Jessica Ai. We're in the third round. Afterwards, we move on to our co-main.
Colby says, Jesus Christ, Kim Winslow left reference after someone being nailed to a tree after talking about it. This fight needs an end. Well, I mean, the thing is, Valentina did nail Priscilla Cachoeira to a tree, I'm pretty sure, during that fight. She got crucified during that match, and just like, meh. That wasn't Kim Winslow, but I mean, still. Also, one of my favorite non-stoppages, I believe, Chris Weidman and Mark Munoz. Just
that elbow is
cutting
incredible.
Munoz's head in half with that elbow.
Poor man was face down, ass up on the canvas. Just and like, meh. What are you gonna do? The ref said. Well, stop the fight. Maybe it usually helps.
Yeah, that was also, if memory serves, like a rare Wednesday night UFC card or something like that. Main event to get Weidman over.
Got excited. I thought we were going to see a nice clinch strike battle there. Good exchange, but then Joanne Calderwood hit on the exit. Look at that. Underhooks in, popped her a couple times. Underhooks in by Calderwood. Then popped Ai a couple times. For everything that Jessica Ai throws, it feels like she's eating two punches, whether she connects or not.
Yeah.
She's still landing here and there. She's landing better now than she did earlier in the fight, I think. But then she gets her head snapped back by a straight right.
This is what I was saying earlier, though, about JoJo sort of losing her title shot against Shevchenko. Like, I'm not seeing anything in this fight that makes me think either of them are a credible threat to the champ.
Well, yeah, but I don't think many people are to Shevchenko. Jesus, man. But
No. I like this return. There was a phase there where champs in most divisions could not hold their titles for more than a couple fights, just based on how competitive MMA was. And I honestly thought that was just going to be how the sport was forever. I just thought we got to a point where the level of training and understanding is so high that on any given day, someone in the top 10 could win the world title. But we've seen this hybrid style now where we're getting back to specialists like Izzy's kickboxing, Habib's grappling, but they're so well-rounded in the other the overall game is high enough that they can run away with one or two aspects of the sport. So I like it because it's hard to build stars in MMA because people get knocked the fuck out left, right, and center.
Well, yeah, just look at the past two. I mean, this pay-per-view we saw Hebas, Joaquin Buckley on that ABC show, but UFC was all aboard the hype train before he gets finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I look at this division, and I mean, I love Joanne Calderwood. I've loved watching her fight for a very long time, but Shevchenko, like, who's there?
Well, that's the problem also with like women's MMA. Once you get to that like level, like there's Nunes at 135 and 145, Shevchenko, and like you pretty much have to have your champion take a year off to build the division up.
Yeah,
I will say though, I was shocked with how quickly strawweight developed. Like it looked for a minute there like it was going to be Joanna forever, and then Rose came out of guns blazing. Then Jessica Andrade came out. Then we had Zhang Weili.
Who knows where Tatiana Suarez would be if she could actually physically fight right now? Like, I thought she was looking really, really awesome, and I miss her badly. But I mean, they have some depth there. But I look at flyweight and I'm like, oh, God, man. And at least Amanda, it's like, you know what? I'll give you guys some time to develop a contender. Let me just fight at featherweight against literally anybody who can win a fight.
True.
And I respect that. I respect it. She's like, if you're going to give me 2 titles, I'm going to defend them both. I like it.
Okay, here we are. Official decision.
This better go to Joanne Calderwood.
Or what? Or what, Sean? Yeah, that's gonna be JoJo.
Yep.
You know, and I don't say this with any vitriol, but Jessica Ai is someone who's like super bitter about media all the time.
All the time.
Oh, even this weekend,
not giving us a lot to cheer about, you know?
She was like, well, why didn't you guys care about me when I missed weight? Jessica, simmer down.
I used to have it out with her here and there years ago. Because it was just so like, she would always be looking. She wants to be discounted, I think. Everybody's the hero of their own story and all that stuff, but she villainizes an awful lot of people because she feels like she never gets her just due. And I'm like, you lost like 5 fights in a row. You're probably not going to get your just due. And I get it. This division should have been around sooner. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's like, are you looking when you lose? I think it was 6 out of 7 fights. Are you looking for like people to praise you? Sorry, you got beat by Betch Kohea. I'm not going to think you're a world beater if that happens.
Sean, you're killing me with these long dramatic pauses between your statements. I keep thinking you're done.
Well, you know what my New Year's resolution was? My New Year's resolution was to be more.
You're just waiting for me, I can tell. JoJo.
Suspenseful. My New Year's resolution was to be more suspenseful.
I always forget how soft-spoken JoJo is until words start coming out of her mouth. Someone says #refund is trending right now, so that's terrific. And this guy wants to know if Dana got that one guy.
Yeah, that guy was, I think, Mickey Mouse. It was Mickey Mouse that was streaming this. The head of Disney was trying to stream this on ESPN Plus, and Dana White said, "No, that's fucking illegal," and he shut it down.
What a fun week 5. There's been so many like fun peripheral stories heading into this card, which I've loved. From Ethan Page. Well, no, sorry. What's the guy from Uncharted?
Oh, I don't know. Drew says Sean pauses for dramatic effect. I actually love that about him. No, I've learned to pause, and this is legitimate because I have to watch what I say on podcasts, because if I don't frame it a certain way, shitty websites will aggregate it and act like I'm reporting it. And it became a real problem like 2 years ago. So I have to be more measured and more careful about stuff like that. And I don't like it. Uh-oh, we got a comment, or we got an update. Hold on.
Yeah, it appears ESPN Plus is working now.
Oh, just in time for the last 2 fights of the main card.
Maybe ESPN Plus did you a favor, everyone. You get right to the good stuff.
That's true.
Here we go. I'll pop this tweet up there, because we do have a lot of people that are tuning in and saying, "Oh, what's going on here?" And I'm not mocking you guys. I get it. I'm one of those people that are saying, "What's going on here?"
UFC, take my money.
Yeah. Please, UFC, I would love to pay you for a show. But they have tweeted, "We are currently investigating streaming issues impacting some customers. Our teams are actively working to have affected viewers back to streaming as soon as possible." Well,
some currently and actively are all words that
no big deal. Just the biggest fight night of probably the last 12 months for them. No big deal.
Okay, we got 4 fights on the screen right now. Blachowicz Adesanya, that's a super fight. Nunes Anderson, Jan Sterling, Volkanovski, Ortega, and Miocic Ngannou.
Oh boy, that March 6th card going until at least 2 a.m.
March is incredibly stacked right now. We'll hope that at least 2 of these 5 cards stay together. What's your favorite?
Up. I like that. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They almost never go WrestleMania weekend, or they didn't used to. So I like them doubling up in March. WrestleMania is now in April.
They are going head-to-head with the Saturday WrestleMania.
Are they?
There is an April 10th UFC Fight Night card. No main event as of yet, but we'll go head-to-head with WrestleMania. Ooh. But, I mean, let's be real. WWE also was just like, here's a Saturday edition as well.
Yeah.
What's your favorite of those 5 title fights that have been announced? I'm going actually Volkanovski versus Ortega. That's the one that I think will be the most fun to watch.
I got to go Stipe and Francis. I really do. I love it when somebody like Francis Ngannou finds out what he's not good at, immediately tries to be like, okay, well, I'm going to work on my cardio super hard. And that doesn't work either. So then he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw my fist at somebody's head. And if it lands, I'm going to win the fight. And that's what he does.
So for me, the thing about Stipe versus Francis, there's a few elements I don't like. One, first of all, it's the fight to make for sure. One, I love Stipe and I don't want to see him potentially lose. 2, we don't actually have any more answers than we did last time. Like the exact same questions persist because Ngannou keeps knocking out people left, right, and center. So
I don't
have the cardio. Does he have the wrestling?
His right hand is the answer. Yeah. We got Jeremy Lambert here. Just me doing Shaq's job, setting up the frames, organizing everything. No big deal. Jeremy, how you doing?
Myself at one point because I can do
You might want to turn up your volume.
Yeah.
That's a thing that Shaq's learning, is that me and Jeremy have complete access to StreamYard anyway.
Yeah. Shaq messaged me the link, and I just said thank you out of courtesy. But
it just seemed like a more casual way to say, hey, don't forget.
I'm only here for the co-main event and the main event. That's all.
The rest has not been thrilling.
So I'm sure you, like us, cannot order the pay-per-view. So we sync up.
What are you talking about? I've ordered the pay-per-view.
Did you?
I don't illegal streams, Sean. I'm not about that. All right. I don't want Dana coming to my house and and taking me to jail and prosecuting me to the fullest extent because he's not going easy.
He took down Walt Disney because their service is not working at all. He unfroze Walt Disney and slapped handcuffs on the man.
I like how the illegal stream the whole time was just the actual internet provider that they ordered the pay-per-views from.
There's a chat that I'm not going to give any credit to, but I just want to say the people who make lowbrow jokes about those on camera often are the ones who've never lived an exciting day in their life. There's a lot of projecting. There's so much projecting on the internet. And that is a good example.
Man, let's see. What's the name? Boom 0815. Cool. I'm going to find his mother on Facebook now.
Sean is going after all the moms, the Snapchat moms, the Facebook moms, just all the
in
moms.
that hall pass, my dude. Just to defend the name of Denise Salcedo.
Jason, real quick, we didn't get to you. What's your favorite of those 5 March title fights?
Of the title fights, I'll go with what Sean said because I'm excited to see what Ngannou can do again up against Stipe, where let's see what improvements he's made. I mean, this is a guy that only fought 13 seconds for all of 2020. So, he's been itching at the bit, and you kind of get the feeling as well, though, that the UFC is really hoping it's Ngannou, that this heavyweight division can really progress with a lot of these guys that are kind of getting themselves in title contention.
Jeremy, which of these following 5 title fights that are happening in March tickle you like a Manscaped sesh? Is it Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou 2, Alex Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega, Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson, or Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns?
I like Usman and Burns.
Yeah, that's a good one. And a lot of people are favoring Burns.
Yeah,
every fighter I've talked to, basically.
Yeah, I really like Ngannou and Stipe, but the promo package they ran for Usman and Burns earlier got me much more excited for that fight. But I was looking forward to it anyway. Burns has been on such a roll, and I mean, Usman's he can beat you in so many different ways. So I'm really looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. And it's weird, like Usman has not done anything to facilitate or foster doubt, yet for whatever reason, quite literally, like 80% of the fighters I've surveyed are picking Burns. I think
Burns just looks so dominant that people are like, oh yeah, and he's much more dynamic than Usman. I think, at least in people's minds, like I'm not totally sold on that because I think Usman is a top tier athlete, but I think people feel that Burns is more dynamic of the two.
Yeah.
I think Usman wins the fight, though.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think he deserves the doubt. Has Sean gone to bang that person's mother? Like, where did he go? Disappear to all of a sudden?
He went to Facebook and he found that guy's mom, and who knows what they're doing.
I will say the same loser is asking about the swords and how they're probably fake, and I'm trying to look cool. Let me say that's actually a perfect segue because I do like to show these off. These are all decorative. Some are wooden and used for practicing. These are my dad's, but I do have one authentic katana, so I'm going to show that off because I like to. So this one is legitimately has been in the hands of a samurai during one battle or another. Let me see if I can not cut myself. So here we go. I'll bring this up. No promises. We got this one. So this is the only actual sword in the collection. And I've been warned that it's still pretty sharp, so that's fun.
You should slice some watermelons or something with it. Shaq.
Oh, John's about to do something to someone's watermelons.
And I think it's Boomy. He's on Periscope, so I don't know. I don't know if you can do anything through YouTube.
Hey, I won him over. Shout out Boom 0815. Happy to have you on the stream. Head over to youtube.com/Fightful. Leave a super chat donation, and maybe your mom won't get banged. That's the hope. Okay.
Shaq, you're giving credit to people who have been mean the whole time.
But this is the thing. Look, social media is such a god awful place. If I can turn someone who's been mean to me into a friend or at least be cordial, that's a win for me. Twitter.com/ShaqFu, Shaq with a K and an underscore in between. Go follow me, and you can say more mean things about me and my sex life there. Okay, guys, we're doing the walk.
Are you? You're doing the walk into your sex life?
Yo, this is dope. Look, if you're watching the stream right now, they have they've gone WWE. They have those animated displays over people's name. They actually had like a knight in shining armor animated over Iron Michael Chandler as he made his call, made his walk to the cage. Boom0815. I am expecting a follow on Twitter. Since I was.
How do you know they're on Twitter?
Well, I think they're watching on Periscope right now. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know how Twitter works.
I don't know how Periscope works. So.
All right.
Doesn't matter. Periscope's going away in March.
Bro, is there a more is there like a more like, I don't know how to describe him, like chiseled, clean cut looking fighter than Michael Chandler? Like, this dude is just a man.
Michael Chandler is one of like the first guys that I interviewed when I used to interview fighters. I was Gil Martinez, the striking coach at Extreme Couture. He was Michael Chandler's trainer, and he used to write blogs for the website that I wrote for. So I would talk to Gil Martinez every week. And this was when Chandler like had just won the Bellator title. This is when he beat Eddie Alvarez and everything. So it was like really on his big come up.
Yes, Hannah and I will tag team eventually, and start a long journey of turning on each other.
So is Chandler the first walkout?
Yeah. They've added the WWS like 3D animations. You know, when they walk out and they kind of pan the camera back. Yeah. They had a little knight in shining armor. I will say, ever since, one huge thing that everyone complained about with the UFC was the broadcasters so boring. They're devoid of all personality. And for some reason, Dana White insists on it. But since making the jump, look at that. Here, Dan the Hangman Hooker's got a Grim Reaper. God. That's really cool.
I guess.
I mean, it looks cheesy, but
it looks bad.
At least they're trying.
They're a work in progress. That's
like since they've come to ESPN, you now have like Megan Levy and Brett Okamoto doing live hits. Standing in the octagon, like they're at least trying to spice it up, and it's so nice because for the longest time everyone's wearing the same damn uniforms. They've got the exact same entrance. There's nothing to distinguish these guys, yet Dana White insists he wants these guys to go and market themselves as stars, and then gives them absolutely no means by which to do so.
Well, I'm just waiting for ESPN to give out the Monday Night Football graphics to the UFC, because those are like straight out of a video game, but give it to the UFC.
Yeah, they're trying.
Man.
I checked the product out.
I'm sitting here on my desk, and it's completely unrelated, but I'm looking at the de-evolution of Undertaker action figures in the 1990s. I bought like 3 today. Let me just show you guys something while we're killing time on the air.
I thought you were talking about the devaluing of
Undertaker. No. They just got really lazy. They got really lazy. I got a figure haul video on FightfulSelect.com, guys. This was the first Undertaker figure that they made. Pretty decent figure, pretty cool. Then they were like, you know what? We're going to make him way smaller, the size of a cruiserweight. We're going to give him that. The year 2000 hit, and they're like, oh, my God, wait a second. He's wearing denim now. He's wearing denim now, and his hair's not dyed. How can we update this? Well, we'll just paint that vest blue and make his hair brown.
All right. Since Jeremy was able to order the ESPN Plus show, unlike some people in this chat, when the fight starts, Jeremy, pause it at like whatever time, and I think Sean will let you know when he's caught up to you.
Yeah. We got the tail of the tape going right now, but we'll set up an official time.
Okay.
Okay, I think we've gotten Jeremy. What's your prediction? I don't think we got Sean and Jeremy's prediction for this one, have we?
Oh yeah, Dan Hooker.
I'm going Chandler.
Oh, okay. So we're 2-2 on this one.
Michael Redden says Megan Levy was on Fox. Reminder, guys, get those super chats in,
please.
And check out Shaq. If you're watching on youtube.com/Fightful, go over to youtube.com/Fightful MMA and subscribe and check out, especially donate super chats on his live stream. That stuff helps out an awful lot.
Yes.
Oh, they name dropped Bellator.
That's actually new. They don't usually do that. They've really rolled out the red carpet for this guy. And I was talking to Aaron Bronstetter, TSN, on 1-2 Punch, my Friday live stream podcast. I think they've kind of learned their lesson about not devaluing these champions coming from other organizations, because the reality is there's no harm in building up Chandler. If you do when he loses, Dan Hooker gets a nice rub. And if on the flip side, Dan Hooker loses, you haven't now tremendously dropped Dan Hooker's value by essentially jobbing him out to a guy that you haven't educated the audience on. Well, okay, if someone's trying to get their chat notice without a super chat, this is the way to do it. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is the same Shaq that got a name drop on Morning Combat. Thank you very much, before being told to stop emailing Luke Thomas live on the air.
Is that serious?
I'll tell you the story during corner. Okay, Jeremy, pause and tell us what time you're at.
I'm at... Oh.
We're at 4:56, 4:55, 4:54, or 4:44.
Okay, I'm at 4:20.
Okay, so just stay paused.
We'll tell you when we're there.
Okay.
I'll give you a little countdown. 4:27, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 420 High Street.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Of course I would land at 420.
Of course.
We legitimately stayed at a hotel on 420 High Street in Winston-Salem.
So, Sean, someone's asking if you'd consider doing a live stream watch along like this for the Royal Rumble.
We got work to do.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. Like, as many articles as there are for UFC shows. The Royal Rumble, especially, there are way too many, and I'm running like a 1,000+ word live blog during that thing too. Plus, I've got another appearance to make as well.
However, Shaq, if you do want to do a Royal Rumble watch along tomorrow night on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming, Royal Rumble 2001 watch along. We're starting at about 10 o'clock Eastern, so 10 p.m. Eastern.
That's a good Rumble. That was like the first Rumble I was able to get at a video rental store called Rogers up here in Canada.
That was voted on. That was voted on by the Twitter community, so that's the one that they picked. And to the person who asked earlier, I'm eating pizza.
So thus far, kind of a slow fight. Chandler taking the center. He landed a couple nice, really hard straights to the body. Oh, and he got Dan Hooker up top. You know what? I will say, Chandler thus far has been the most impressive former champ debuting. Like, we've seen Eddie Alvarez and Justin Gaethje kind of struggle with the pace. First half of the first round, Chandler's looking really good. Oh, but that leg kick hurt him. Immediately red.
Oh my God!
Oh, no way! I'm about to lose money.
Oh, it's over. They gotta stop it.
Oh, that's it. That's gotta be it. That is it. Chandler wins, and he does a huge backflip, and he probably shatters his goddamn ankle.
I told you. Don't tell me.
Wow. I'm not even mad about the money. Good job, Michael Chandler.
Fantastic.
Good job.
Also, Michael Chandler, top 10 moonsault also.
That's the kind of performance you want to have on a Conor McGregor pay-per-view.
I winded myself. I got so excited over that.
Beeb's coming out of retirement for that one.
That is, when you're on a Conor McGregor pay-per-view, that's the kind of performance that you want to have.
No one has done that to Dan Hooker. It took like Edson Barboza 3 rounds of abuse to do that.
Psst, Shaq, don't feature articles after the results posts go up. It pushes the results post back on the main site.
Oh, I know. Has it been pushed off already? I thought.
I mean, the Habib. talking about streams doesn't take precedent.
No, but it doesn't matter if it's on the far right versus the center one.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Very, very much for performance. It does.
Oh,
My God, look at that.
Chandler's boxing though is just so impressive. Like that is what more people in MMA need to do. Go to the body, the head will fall.
I can't believe that.
Look at that. Bink, bonk, bonk. Oh, amazing. Michael Chandler doing exactly what he needed to do. I'm just now checking the prelim results. What a fall from grace for Shoeface, first off. Juliana Pena defeating Sarah McMahon. That's cool. Wow. Khalil Roundtree got beat. Interesting. Nick Lentz. Oh, man. It's a good thing Conor McGregor's been running from Nick Lentz all these years. Do you all remember when so many people were like, what's he going to do when he fights a guy like Nick Lentz? I don't know. Not make a lot of money, probably.
Nick Lentz was just going to take him down and hold him down, and Conor wasn't going to do anything about it.
All it took. Unfortunately for him, Conor got that 6 months of sprawl training.
Yeah.
He was good to go after that. I would be shocked if UFC gives anybody a refund.
No. That's not happening at all.
Okay, I just got to say, I got to show you guys this meme that somebody sent me. And it's very, very good. Although I fully expect the streams to come down hard in about 5-10 minutes. I think Dana White's just going to send a Hadouken out to everybody.
Dana White's not doing anything. Tremendous. Tremendous.
You know what's also tremendous? We'll wait. Hold on.
Okay.
I want to time this with the main card. With the main event.
I just want to see what Michael Chandler has to say. Magnificent. Woo!
I like that he didn't go for the guillotine there.
Yeah.
Because he was definitely thinking about it, and he's like, no, I'm just going to keep punching this dude in the side of his head.
I like how
Chandler
go ahead.
Good promo. Decent promo.
Chandler cut his Royal Rumble 91 or 92 Ric Flair with a tear in my eye.
Oh, I think Daniel Cormier just referenced Ric Flair. Yeah, he's saying Cormier's saying the exact same thing right now.
Yeah. I mean, it was very clearly inspired by that. You know what? That was a smooth knockout. Almost as smooth as your crotch region will be when you use manscaped.com and that code Fightful. You can get 20% off plus free shipping. Nobody likes to get into the weeds when they're bobbing for whatever they're bobbing for down there. So keep your stuff smooth with Manscaped. Why'd you just shake your head, Jeremy? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. How dare
you were bobbing.
Listen. If you're running around with a bushwhacker, what? Listen, let me tell the people how to trim their pubes, Jeremy. Do you mind? These people have some crazy pubes, and I'm trying to tell them how to take care of them.
These people,
all you people out there. All you people. The reason I have to cut this promo is because of all you people that aren't taking care of your dong hair, your ball froze, whatever else you got going on with your funky sacks. Manscaped.com/Fightful is going to take care of that. And you know what? You're not going to have to look like You're not going to have to look like you're in an XPW match, gigging everywhere, bleeding all over the place, busted open nut sacks, balls rolling around on the floor, because Manscaped has this proprietary skin-safe technology. You can just go on down there and you don't have to worry about your balls getting ripped open.
I was going to make a very comment that I shouldn't make.
Don't do it. They got the perfect package 3.0 for all your below-the-waist grooming needs, and they didn't stop there. Complete your grooming game with the new refined cologne signature scent by Manscaped. It's the perfect complement to the collection. It's light, approachable, and gentlemanly in all the right ways. Think of it as your wingman for your wangman. I mean, you don't put it on your nuts, but come on, it'll get you there. It'll get you where you need to going. It's calming, it's inviting, it's got a signature scent that introduces a light citrus burst before settling into the anchoring notes of vetiver and woodsy masculine finish. It's got a 50 milliliter spray, and it's hypoallergenic, cruelty-free, dye-free, paraben-free, and 100% vegan. It's got a beautiful glass bottle that makes a statement, and the manly scent is attractive to the mood. But check out that perfect package 3.0. I mean, you guys heard Jason. He's rocking with it. He's a believer, or he's going to be. But that cologne, man, that cologne. I love the Lawnmower 3.0. I think it's great technology. I think it's amazing. It's time to feel sexy. Your balls will thank you. 20% off plus free shipping with the code FIGHTFUL at Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping, I said. Look good, smell good, feel good with Manscaped. Eric Saldus says, Michael showing he belongs and DC showing he can kill it as a commentator with any wrestling promotion, and tell me if DC versus Roman would be money. I'm not convinced that he would just immediately transfer and be great, because a lot of people thought that about Tito, weirdly. A lot of people thought that about Rampage and King Mo. Now, I think Daniel Cormier is actually more charismatic than any of those three. He's a better talker than any of those three. He knows wrestling better than any of those three. But you never know until you actually see it. Jeremy, what do you think? Do you think DC could do something with Roman?
He'd definitely be better than Tito. August 1st warning, Sean.
He'd be better than Kane, too. They sacrificed a lot of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, Kane, I think, could have been a good wrestler. They just didn't want him to, because he showed he had kind of a decent grasp of the lucha style. They were just like, no, come in there and be an MMA guy. I think Cormier, his promos would be a lot better than those guys, because he does understand wrestling promos more than Tito. Tito's just a weird dude who
Tito can't put together a coherent sentence in his day-to-day life. Why was he going to cut a wrestling promo?
Rampage, I don't think was full in on wrestling promos. He just knew how to be Rampage, and I think King Mo is kind of the same way. Cormier understands what he's doing with a wrestling microphone. I think Cormier would be good.
I think he's a fantastic announcer. Ever since the Jones-St. Preux fight, I was like, oh my God, this guy's going to be a commentator as long as he wants. Just his ability to stay objective during that fight was very impressive. Hannah is asking me to send her a meme. It's in the replies of my Dana White Walt Disney post, Hannah. For some reason, Twitter's not loading for me right now. And now I got to get my phone charger.
No one can pose on an Impact stage like Tito, Luis. Nobody. Tito's one of a kind. Thank God. All right, who's everybody got? Jason, who do you have?
I took Dustin Poirier, actually. I'm one of the rare ones.
Okay. Shaq?
Poirier. I don't say that confidently.
Why are y'all not smart?
I'm probably just exhausted. Also, I failed grade 12 math, so this has been a pattern through my life, Jeremy.
All right, fair.
What about you?
Oh, I think Connor's gonna kind of make this look easy, honestly.
I mean, I'm shocked by how Chandler versus Hooker turned out. So at this point, I'm I'm doubting every decision I made in my life up until this point, quite honestly.
I like Poirier. He's obviously much improved since the first fight. I think it'd be stupid to think otherwise. He's still too much of a guy who just wants to like stand and trade for my liking. And like Conor's not about that. Like Conor's gonna distance, circle, bait you, and then like
here we go,
turn your lights out. So that's why I like Conor. His striking, it's really on another level from anyone else.
I'm also not used to Conor coming out first.
That's really strange. Like why would they do that?
I think
I get it's like ratings. I get it's like ratings or rankings wise, but it's weird.
Well, if you would fight more than once a year, you wouldn't have to worry about stuff like this, probably. I am so down for Michael Chandler versus the winner of either of these guys.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm tired. I'm sitting on my toilet. I'm tired of standing. There's just so much to love about. Like, I love when a guy like Michael Chandler gets into the UFC and then performs the way he did, because it just poses so many new, fresh, unique questions, right? Like, the dude's got one fight in the UFC and is probably fighting for a world title in his next outing. That's insane. Oh, there he is. It's good to have him back. It is good to have him back.
It feels like, even though he fought once last year, he's fighting now. Once somebody says they've retired, it always feels like they're on borrowed time after that.
Yeah.
Even though now he's like, I'll never retire. But like we make running jokes of his retirement tweets. He's like, hey guys, real quick, I'm retiring. Just real quick announcement.
To be fair, though, I think when most people start toying with retirement, it's because they're ready to retire. I think for Conor, it's always been a cheap business ploy, right? And I mean, he said as much. He said, like, I was frustrated and I was trying to make things happen, and so I kept saying I was going to retire.
I'm going to pin a new tweet that says we are not showing the fight.
I like to see the average time span of like how long people wait to come to that realization.
Hey, I mean, just don't leave us a thumbs down. By the way, guys, donate a super chat. Get your question or statement read on the air. It would mean an awful lot. Subscribe to youtube.com/FightfulMMA. Shaq does a lot of cool original content over there, and I am likely going to steal the tier list to do on wrestling.
Yeah, I've been told I have to do this.
Carefully.
They're very fun videos to do.
They're fun.
No, I mean,
you know, Cultaholic, there's like a ton of those, right?
Do they?
Yeah.
No offense to Cultaholic. I don't watch anything they do. No offense to them. I do not have time to do that.
Yeah. They actually do tremendous numbers on them.
I know they do. They do great numbers. They do great content.
Oh, they do great. I mean specifically the tier lists.
Yeah. I like a lot of the guys there. It's just I barely have time to get our content done.
The last thing I'd recommend anyone in MMA media doing is spending all day watching other MMA media. Go have a life.
I mean, that is the reality of the situation. A lot of times we listen to a lot of shows. Like, I don't actively do the articles for a lot of these podcasts, but I'm still listening to them all day.
I'm listening to those podcasts, but people be like, did you listen to Denise and Sean's show? I was like, I just sat through this raw. I really don't want to hear them talk about it right away. Like the next day, a couple days, sure, but no.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't expect anybody that covers wrestling full time to listen to our show afterwards. Some do, and I'm very flattered when like people from other outlets are like, "Oh, hey, I like this point you brought up in the Raw review," and I'm like, "Man, thanks." DGMC says Conor's the Terry Funk of MMA. New joke, right? I'm pretty sure Terry Funk threw a can of Monster at somebody one time too. And Hannah M says if he loses, he's going to retire again.
100%.
Maybe. Yeah.
100%. It's going to be like, you know what? The sport just might not have it anymore.
Yeah.
And then it'll set the big comeback up where it's like Conor's back.
I didn't have it. I'm starting my own boxing promotion.
Yeah.
The nerve of people to boo Dustin Poirier. He's coming up to James freaking Brown. That alone, you shouldn't be able to boo someone for.
Wonder if I should sneak in a Blue Chew plug tonight too. Get one out of the way. Man,
Don't stop me, Sean. It's your website.
Yeah, true. Evan Wright says Dong Lord versus King Ross prediction stream. Please, I'd be happy to do something like that with them. I'm open to doing stuff with other channels, especially if they're bigger than ours. But yeah, I greatly scaled back my outside appearances in the last couple months. Always flattered when somebody asked me to be on, but I was asked to kind of be a little more selective. DGMC says, if Conor loses, he retires from selling whiskey. No, not a chance. There's going to be a whole generation of people that know him as the guy on the whiskey commercials, not as WFC champion.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet there are a bunch of WWE fans that really don't pay any attention to MMA, and they're like, oh, yeah, proper number, whatever the hell it is.
12.
Yeah, that one. There you go. Proper number 12. I'm not a drinker.
Not a drinker either, but like you see those commercials, right?
Oh yeah, they're good commercials. Oh man,
Sean, who are you picking? Because they're picking Dustin Poirier for some reason. I don't get it.
I want Conor McGregor to win because it's really good for our site. I mean,
okay, but who are you objectively picking?
Ooh. I don't know. Man, I flip-flopped. Earlier I said Poirier, but as things are happening, I'm kind of thinking McGregor.
I know there's nothing like the way Michael Chandler KO'd Dan Hooker to remind you that you know nothing and your predictions ain't shit.
Yeah.
I did pick
Michael Chandler, though.
Yeah, like what are we doing here? Shaq is just feeling some type of way because he lost on that Chandler fight.
No. Hopeful Hero 95 says Conor loses, Vince is calling him. I mean, I respect your opinion, but I mean that ain't gonna be what triggers Vince calling him. Vince has probably wanted to do stuff with him for a long time. Him losing would make Vince want to do it less. It's just he probably thinks he could get him for a discounted rate. DGMC says, not a drinker. Are you a smoker? Midnight Toker. I used to smoke a little weed to get to sleep. That's about it.
Comment. Well, no, I'm not mad about them. So here's the thing, Jeremy. I put my money. I told these guys I put my money into a betting site, and now it won't let me withdraw it until I hit certain marks
threshold. Yeah,
and so I'm forced to pay. I'm forced to keep playing, and so I decide I'm going to do. Shout out to MMA Mania. They have a betting guide for every card, and I'm like, you know what? If I can remember, I'm just gonna do exactly what they say for the entire year, and then either my money's gone, which is fine, it's been gone for years, or I'll turn a profit. They made a grand last year on their betting guide, so I'm like, if I can come out with a grand, that's swanky. That's a vacation.
You should do a predictions stream for each show.
Like no one needs to hear.
I mean, it's worth it. It's content.
They had a bunch of freaking football experts back in the day. So
Sean, you're gonna have no super chat donations when I run every viewer of Fightful dry with my betting picks.
Hey, you never know.
We'll consider though. I do need something to replace the fighter prediction videos eventually. So
yeah.
See, I'm like very confident in Conor now, and I still feel good about it. Even if you guys are picking Poirier and are
that's how I feel about you, Jeremy.
When he's picking himself to win in 60 seconds, I mean that confidence level for him, I'm like, how can I doubt that?
I said it earlier. I don't think you were here, Sean, but like I think Conor's striking is just on another level from anybody, and Poirier still just likes to stand around and get hit a little bit too much.
And people ask me when Conor's contract is due. It doesn't work like that. It's not a win. It's how many fights and a lot of. Here's the thing: when's his contract due? After this, every single time he'll negotiate a new thing every single time. But
it doesn't even matter with like UFC stuff, because if Dana says, "Yeah, sure, go to WWE and do a fight or whatever," if Conor says he's retired or whatever, like they can easily get out of it.
Yeah, they don't really. Yeah, they'll work something out. Yeah. Conor is, despite being the biggest star in MMA, is still underrated for his skills. Like there are a whole host of people that think he's just a loudmouth. That I don't know that he accidentally knocked out Jose Aldo in like a few seconds or something. Like that's not the type of thing you accidentally get into. That's on its contract season. It is.
That's what I said at the beginning. It's like if the hoopla of Conor McGregor wasn't there, he'd be way more respected in the MMA community as a mixed martial artist.
Yeah, I mean, he's got incredible accuracy, like unreal accuracy.
His precision is precise.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He's usually really good at getting those underhooks in and not taking damage on the way out whenever he stops the takedown. There are a lot of really good things about Conor McGregor's game, and that's why he's so goddamn good. Cyclops says, it's weird he never defended a belt. Yeah, I don't... Right. Yeah. Shaq, you're clickety-clacking.
I thought you
I do that all the time in my interviews. I got to get like a silent keyboard. I got to get like the kind of keyboard that they roll out in the middle of Swordfish. Like they carry it in their pocket. It's so soft. Oh boy, here we go.
Boy, is it a good feeling to see this.
Yeah. My ESPN Plus stream is still active. Wonder if they just didn't go after him because they're like, man, do you know how bad the backlash will be if we go after them right now? Here we go.
Whoa.
Herb Dean's like that. Wait, what happened there? God, he's so quick with that.
Oh boy. Conor McGregor. Look at him pressing forward, already making contact. And Poirier willing to counter.
Yeah, Poirier's countering well.
Yeah.
You nervous, Jeremy?
I don't like the idea of throwing a naked leg kick against Conor McGregor. I think that's probably a really bad idea. Oh, did Poirier
entry and he got the takedown. That was very nice.
McGregor immediately back to the cage. That's nice too.
Smart. Good job by
Poirier's got to do something with the takedown. At least make Conor work or something.
I think this is the game Poirier wants to play. Poirier's high on the body. He's going to try to lock down both of those legs, but Conor's right now he's doing good, but Poirier's still deep on that double leg too. He could just dump Conor again, especially if he can pivot his hips.
Plus, if that is the game plan, you tire him out so you can drag him to the deep waters of championship rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Conor's like scrappiness though in these exchanges. Like he's not interested in playing around in that position.
McGregor back up to his feet, throwing shoulder butts.
Yeah.
Uppercuts in the clinch.
I love it. That's not now that's a thing. Like with Conor, if there's a shoulder strike, it's a big deal now.
Yeah.
He got it over with just one move.
Ooh, nice elbow over the top.
Poirier's doing nice in this position.
Yeah, he is. He's fighting hard for that to get that takedown, get those underhooks in.
This is what Nate kind of did to Conor in the later rounds.
Poirier, though, he's just relaxed, calm. He's not letting the moment be too big for him, which is huge, as opposed to the first fight.
Yeah, he's a former champion at this point, so.
And this is the fight we want to see, right? Like, it's all well and good in the co-main, Michael Chandler, huge surprise, UFC debutant. But you guys, all this wait, all this issues with the streaming, and then for the fight to end in like 15 seconds.
I mean, I guess one thing if it's history making, I don't mind it at all. Like, I know there were a lot of people that were like, LMAO, Conor beat Aldo in 14 seconds. Are you upset? I was like, no, that was history, man.
I remember the first watch along stream we did, Sean, was Conor and Cerrone, and it ended in like a minute. I was like, oh, all right, that's it. And that was when we just streamed the main event. So it was a very short watch along.
Rob Reed says, are you saying Conor McGregor is getting that confidence like he may have used his code Fightful?
Oh, Dustin Poirier is throwing his own shoulders now. I'd like to see shoulder-only MMA.
Shoulder-only MMA. Do you remember X-Arm?
Yes.
Oh, boy. Shocking that didn't work out. My God, how's this only been just over 3 minutes?
I'm a 4th round finish kind of guy.
Okay.
That's
well, it didn't end in 60 seconds as Conor McGregor predicted.
Mystic Mac.
He was doing the whole, well, it could end in 60 seconds, but I'd want it to last longer.
Yeah.
So
He was covering his own ass there. McGregor caught Poirier coming inside there as well.
I'm liking Dustin's movement, though. He's going in and out. He's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. I don't like anything that he's doing.
I love it when his head snaps back after he gets punched.
Did you see the eyes there? Like he looked loopy for a second.
Yes, he did. To the body too, and to the head.
Oh, Dustin, you got to move, buddy.
This ain't looking good.
Was good.
No leg kicks like that. Oh, nice counter, and he's talking to him. I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Don't know.
I'm not sure if that's the game.
Yeah.
Play,
no, it's fun.
It's
fun.
Imagine how bad he'll get eviscerated.
Yeah.
if it doesn't go his way. He'll be on a lot of those like those MMA karma videos on Reddit that go viral 6 years after the fight.
Oh, nice attempt there by Conor. You can tell Dustin's still trying to get comfortable. He's always struggled with that first round. Which just goes to show it's insane how in the zone Conor McGregor is from the jump.
I'm surprised that Poirier hasn't got countered more off the single leg kick without a setup. But he's found a home for it, like almost every time as well.
He's eating the shots well too, especially compared to that first outing. But 10-9 Conor, right?
Yeah, that's a clear 10-9 McGregor.
Eating shots well is not like
a
compliment.
But I mean, it's better than not.
Calvin Kattar really ate those shots well from Max Holloway. Great job by him.
This is not that fight yet.
I know. I just, it's always weird to me when like Rogan will compliment, oh, just gotta love his heart, how his toughness, how much he's in there. It's like, man, it'd be cool if he'd like make it a fight.
Calvin Kattar said that too. He's like, I'm not in this to be tough.
Yeah. There you go.
Did you see? It looked like Dustin even said, ooh, when he got hit with that shoulder
strike. Yeah.
Click, 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 clickety, clack, click.
I am so looking forward to my vacation on Monday.
You get a vacation? What?
Yeah, well, I did pre-schedule 2 weeks worth of video content. So, that leg kick hurt.
Didn't know vacations were a thing. My vacation is moving to Ohio.
That's a horrible vacation.
Yeah, really. Like that's my vacation.
That's the opposite.
No, like visiting. Okay, like that's sort of a vacation. Like I'm legitimately just moving there on my time off. I need an actual vacation at some point. So do you, Sean. When I come play Jesus Golf this summer, that'll be a vacation.
We're gonna take one in the summer, like 3-4 days, I think.
There you go.
11-1 on leg kicks for Dustin, and they're actually being more effective this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one really hurt Conor.
Well, Conor does seem to lean on his lead foot a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Conor's going to start countering him, I feel like. I don't know.
He needs to because he's eating a lot of leg kicks, and they are adding up.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to start countering. I think Conor would be a lot better if he threw more leg kicks.
Yeah. I think he relies so much on his hands and the accuracy that he has there.
Yeah.
And also, the more leg kicks you throw, the more likely you are to get taken down.
Well, he used to throw a lot more kicks early in his career, too. This boxing approach has been a bit of a newer thing. I love this. I love that control.
Yes.
I love that. Like he makes the most of every position that he's in.
Nice.
Ooh.
I mean, his defense against the leg kick is just catch.
I told you
Leg kick.
he was gonna start countering him. Connor's a guy I liken him to Anderson, of where he just needs to compute a little bit.
And in the words of a great man, Jeremy, people forget that Conor McGregor
He's a problem.
Well, he doesn't help his own case when he fights like one time a year tops. I can't tell if it makes these moments more special or if it just upsets me that we didn't get to see him more.
Yeah.
You know?
That was a beautiful straight from McGregor. Oh, now Poirier's opening.
He heard him.
Look at
Yes,
that.
he got him against the fence. You see, Conor can't be on the back.
Ooh.
Oh, Dustin's gonna go in for the kill. Go Poirier.
Oh my God! Yes, Dustin! Oh my God! Oh, knocks him out!
He's out. Oh, he's done.
Holy shit!
God.
Oh my God, Jeremy, eat my ass!
Yeah,
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? He lost.
Wow.
it was the leg kicks. Then he countered and went to the body, and then went to the head and just let his hands go.
He
Fuck,
did.
man.
He went. Yeah, Conor went low on that leg kick and missed it, and
Wow.
Dustin fired back and got him
Man.
rocked a little bit.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy though. The
Oh,
victory,
man.
Dustin Poirier.
Exactly. That's why I'm so happy. Like MMA gods finally rewarding some positivity.
Oh, we'll get the rubber match eventually. If Conor doesn't hang it up.
Yeah,
He'll retire, and then I don't know. He'll go fight in a fight circus or something.
he's gonna be on bare knuckle fighting pretty soon.
Hell of a fight, too.
Yeah, very
Okay.
good fight.
From what you gather here, what are the biggest holes in Conor's game right now that needs to shore? Because the second Dustin was able to flip the position and get Conor against the fence, it was game over.
I mean, the biggest hole was one leg kick defense because
Yes.
until he started catching them, like Dustin was Conor was eating all of them, and then like trying to catch leg kicks can be an issue because if you miss like that, then you're done. And if Poirier went high with one of those leg kicks, like that would have been the end of him as well.
Wow.
Oh, look at Conor get up with those.
Yeah,
leg
Conor's
kicks.
having trouble standing.
Those leg kicks really messed him up.
Oh yeah, that slowed him down significantly. I mean, that's probably the reason he couldn't escape there. That was just unreal.
Wow.
He was still moving well against the fence.
What an incredible finish.
But when Poirier gets on, like he's like a
he-
snowball downhill. He just
Yeah.
picks up, and you're not stopping it.
Yeah.
That fight.
Shaq, I muted you because you were clickety-clacking again.
Just trying to make a living here, Sean.
Man. Unreal. Whoo, boy.
Is Dustin or Daniel Cormier listening to this chat? Like he quoted Sean about the Ric Flair quote. He quoted me about the snowball downhill.
If only we didn't know for sure he was at least 1 minute ahead of us. Wow. And McGregor looked good through the majority of this fight. It's just, man, those leg kicks added up. It slowed him down, and then it worked for Dustin Poirier. It worked for Dustin Poirier. That was great.
Awful night for Dana White, though. The stream doesn't work properly in ESPN Plus. The dream of a Khabib fight in the near future is totally off the table. Like Dana had a rough go tonight.
I am super excited for Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Bomb fight.
That is,
And I don't know who I favor there after what I saw tonight. I don't know.
Reminder, guys, if you guys are watching on youtube.com/Fightful, head over to youtube.com/Fightful MMA. Subscribe. Shaq has a ton of cool content over there. He does a live show on Fridays. Lots of neat stuff over there. You can also subscribe to FightfulSelect.com for your exclusive wrestling news. Let's hear what Dustin Poirier has to say. Conor staying in the cage for an interview, it looks like. He's going to retire.
I don't like that. The dude just got knocked out.
Dustin Poirier, like, hey, just anytime you want me to get that third payday, let me know. I'll be here for it. What a wonderful dude Poirier is. God, what a resume Poirier has.
You rethinking that tier you gave him, Sean?
I told you if he won this fight, he would be up a level. Man. His last, like, especially just 3.5 years. Jesus Christ, man. Real quick, guys, gonna retire.
Go buy proper 12.
Oh, good.
Oh man, credit to him for being classy there. You know, like full disclosure, like once in a while, Sean will be like, "Hey, this headline needs fixing," and I'll just be in a bad mood because I'm being hard on myself.
You mean like
to put yourself out there? Yeah, shut the fuck up. Sean. To put yourself out there like that, and lose on such a big stage, like props to Conor, man.
He's like for everything about Conor. Like when he lost to Nate, it was kind of like the same way. He's he assesses things very well. And I mean, Nate, he just got choked out. Like this one, he got knocked out. But he assesses things very well. The Khabib fight was different because there's just a lot of bad blood and stuff on that one. But yeah, he assesses losses very well.
Man knows how to build a fight. He knows how to build a damn fight.
Just business.
He's at the point now he doesn't have to. I mean, I'm watching every single McGregor fight that ever happens. Like that's like he's not gonna sell less than 1 million pay-per-views unless the platform literally doesn't work. If that ever happened.
Okay, guys. I gotta get to all the post-fight work. So closing statements. Anyone got anything to say?
Good for Dustin Poirier. Conor McGregor. Here's the thing. Throw him in there against Max Holloway. Let's go.
I'd take it.
I'd be down for that fight.
It is a free pay-per-view for them. Here's the thing. They don't have to have a championship on the line. You throw Conor McGregor at the top of the card, you get your 1 million plus buys. You can save your title fights for other pay-per-views and stack them up.
You could also rerun the Nate Diaz fight. That will always sell. And I feel like that is a very winnable fight for Conor. Well, Dana White said that they're working on a fight for Nate Diaz right now. It seems to be Justin Gaethje, but I don't want to see Nate Diaz.
Oh, no.
So Nate Diaz, Conor, let's make it happen.
My closing statement is that Shaq was correct, and I'm humble in defeat that Conor McGregor did not walk through Dustin Poirier.
It's okay. I lost money tonight, so.
Nikita Krylov fan just sent me a message that says, stunned.
Well, all in all, at least, you know what? They built this pay-per-view up. ESPN Plus had a horrendous night, but if you could get in and see it, the co-main and main lived up and then some to the hype. So in a way, kind of a win back for the UFC after a rough night. Dustin Poirier proves he is as good as everyone really thought he was. And I think Conor will be back. Like, his post-fight is correct. The last fight he had in MMA was 40 seconds. Yes. Like, you need a lot more time in there against guys at this level. Who knows if it was 155 as well that affected him. I think Conor's perfect around that 170 mark. I mean, I'd love a 165-pound division. UFC's never going to do that, though. But Conor's still going to make, he's got, at least as Shaq said, he's got a Diaz fight. He's now got another Poirier fight down the line. Conor will be fine. But Chandler, Poirier, I can't wait for that one, because freaking Poirier demolished guys like Eddie Alvarez that Michael Chandler took a long time to get to that point and lost the rematches. So a win for the UFC and a win for MMA. And happy Conor's sticking around as well. Yeah. Because
guys, don't be that moron that says, oh, he's so bad, he's got to retire. Weird take after this fight.
He looked good until the leg kicks got him, but let's not act like Conor just got completely wrecked in this fight.
Yeah. I also want to see more of Dad McGregor in front of the camera. That was a lot of fun to see actually how he interacts with his kids and stuff. But all in all, the co-main and main delivered. The rest of this card was whatever, but that's what it was pretty much at. And if I have to say one last thing, go Bills tomorrow.
We have a couple super chats as we wrap up. Big thank you to the people that sent those. That will really help the MMA end if you guys do that. DGMC says background Conor during Poirier interview equals meme. DGMC says forever. That's a Terry Funk reference. And then Hannah says, Shaq, if it makes you feel better, someone bet $99K on Conor winning.
Jesus.
Ooh, that does make me feel better.
That was my money.
Guys, please leave a thumbs up on this video. That stuff helps an awful lot. But Shaq, I guess you can bid people adieu. Also, this show over by 12:45 a.m. Eastern. Woo!
Killed for this when I still covered the post shows. Conor's going to take 3 hours to arrive to the press conference, though.
Somebody.
All right. Guys, thank you so much to everyone who tuned into the live stream, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc., etc. Shout out to Jason Hagholm for holding it down with me start to finish. Jeremy Lambert, always brightens my day to have you here. Sean, you are truly the half glass full, half glass empty of my career. Nice to have you. Don't have a choice. Yes, literally. Guys, please head over to Fightful MMA if you're not there right now. Hit subscribe, tap notification bell. We've got UFC fighters reacting to Conor McGregor's trash talk. We have a Street Beast Reaction Volume 2 coming out next week. A lot of fun, a lot of alternative content. If nothing else, your subscription goes a long, long way to helping us get in front of more eyeballs. Hope you had a good time. We'll be back with another watch along, hopefully for an entertaining Overeem versus Volkov fight in 2 weeks' time. Till then, stay tuned for everything Fightful. So delightful. Peace out.